Competition announcement.
Competition announcement.
Competition announcement.
Competition announcement.
And this is the competition announcement. As you've been hearing on Twitter and on the podcast, we have a competition running where you can win a box of merch. All you have to do is suggest a Simpsons episode. And we have a winner!
Hot dog, we have a wiener.
Our winner for this month's competition of January is, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, Adan Giron at Adang19 on Twitter suggested that we should do Season 5, Episode 7, Bart's Inner Child, a.k.a. the one with the self-help thing and the
great choice.
the Do What You Feel festival and all that.
And
Couldn't
chronic
go past it.
nagging.
So congratulations,
yeah.
Adan.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, congratulations, buddy. We'll be sending out your box of merch soon. Good for you.
Nice.
When we get to it.
Cool. And thank you for listening to The Simpsons in the online spreadsheet. You should go to the top.
The Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast.
We do have a visitor.
Really?
Cockroach.
Oh, ew.
Eddie, how you doing,
Straight
man?
for
Yeah?
the pizza.
Had more kids already, jeez.
Is it a big cockroach or
There's a 90% chance it came here in that bag.
It's cute.
Yeah,
It is not
that's Eddie.
cute.
That one's cute. Some cockroaches aren't. But, you know, some are.
Is it dead? Or did you
I
just...
didn't get it, but it ran under the TV.
Well, that's lovely. At some point in the night, you are going to hear me scream right into this microphone.
And we are live, coming at you from the dank in Newtown. This is the Simpsons Index. This is episode 27 of the Simpsons Index.
What?
And who am I? I am your host, Elliot J. O'Neill. And joining me in the dank this week is...
Oh, I'm the only father figure you shouldn't pay attention to.
Nice.
Kurt, good to see you.
I have nothing funny to say, but my name's Claire. Hi.
This is first time Simpsons Index guest Claire. Welcome to the dank, Claire.
Thank you, Elliot. It's
I
nice to
apologize.
be here.
I apologize for it being so hot.
It's hot, and it is actually quite dank in here.
Hot and dank, how did you do that?
And joining us there at the tail end of the conversation is...
I'm Mr. Bergstrom. Feel free to make fun of my name if you want. Two suggestions are Mr. Nerdstrom and Mr. Boogerstrom.
Well, Mr. Boogerstrom, we just watched Season 24, Episode 13, Hardly Kirk-ing. Also known as the one where Milhouse does a Little Rascals-esque dressing up as his father and manages to live an adult life. And concurrent to that, Homer gets addicted
It is
to
not known as
spot
that.
the...
No one has called it that ever.
It's true.
Give me a brief breakdown of how it goes.
Break it
Of
down.
how what goes.
This is the one where there's not 3 kids in a trench coat anywhere in this whole trench coat laden
Just
series.
one kid with paint cans on his leg.
My God, they are missing out on like a lifetime opportunity.
Well, it's a new spin on the concept. It's the kids in trench coats, but it's a kid on paint cans.
Look, you know me. I like my beer cold, my TV loud, and my spins old.
And yes, concurrent to that, Homer gets addicted to puzzle books where you have to find missing pictures. Did that cockroach reemerge?
Yeah, it's under your bed
He's
now.
back.
Oh,
Eric.
God. Fucking Newtown.
I don't know how to break this to you, man, but there are cockroaches in other parts of the city other than Newtown.
They're mostly here.
Okay.
In this room right now.
I guess they did
watching
Find
us.
outside are
Yeah.
en route, you know?
They did migrate in the 40s. I've heard it.
That's right.
They
This is like
heard-
some sort of cockroach mecca.
They heard we got pizza tonight, and they just charged this place.
How much did they charge?
Oh. And we're back.
Clunky segue to the food index. We just ate pizza from Andiamo Pizza in Summerhill, I think. Guys, what'd you think?
Summer Hill?
It was actually delicious.
Dude, no wonder it took a while to get here. That is a long way away.
And it still arrived fresh and hot.
Yeah, it's cockroach's choice.
Well, actually, that's the main reason I was here. I didn't realize it was a Simpson Index. I thought I was just going to get drunk and eat pizza. So
Yeah, and then
I've
we
achieved half of what I wanted.
and then
to
we
achieve.
sprung note taking on you.
I know. I've got notes written on my wrist and nothing underneath it.
Wow, just like me in high
Okay,
school.
let me just write jokes. Make some.
Okay, so this episode started really separate to the... This is the same thing I always complain about with the new ones. I'm very sorry for being repetitive, but the whole the excuse to get the library thing, which then didn't have anything to do with the rest of the season, except granting Homer. I nearly said granting Elliot superpowers. You're welcome.
I know, it's because I'm bald and I've got muzzle.
Also, you're turning yellow.
Goddamn jaundice.
You're really, man, get that looked at.
So okay, so there was this. Beach. What was the contrived reason they went to a library? Because they were scared of the DVD.
Oh, the baby
Yeah.
Poindexter. Sorry, I'm not Beach.
Other Elliot. What was the DVD? Was that a reference to a specific DVD, or was that just sort of
That
generic
maybe-
kids garbage?
Generic used garbage, maybe a vague reference to Baby Mozart's, where they make kids listen to Mozart, and it apparently
yeah,
makes them smarter, but
yeah.
it doesn't.
And then they cut back to when the real children were children, Maggie being the fake children, of course.
Yep.
And they're still watching the same show. That never seems to happen.
Well, actually, no. What was really strange was that Lisa was already super intelligent.
Yeah, that bothered me too.
Like, it was like, why are they so different? Why is Lisa intelligent and Bart
what
stupid?
happened to make her intelligent is sort of what they were saying.
yeah, that was the
right?
thing. They're like,
Oh.
let's go to this cutback where Bart watched this DVD and became stupid, but Lisa was already intelligent and didn't. And
Oh,
it's
well,
like
she was
crazy.
ignoring it. Like, she rolled
Yeah.
her eyes at it.
you know, she ignored
But
it to
wasn't
make
like
an
a
origami
wasn't
castle.
the whole point of the flashback to be like a catalyst? Like, explain where she diverged, what changed to make her smart and him dumb. And they didn't.
Anyway, wasn't this already explained when the Simpson gene is only passed down through the male line, and that's
Yep.
why
Oh,
Lisa's
hey,
intelligent?
we can't talk continuity in The Simpsons.
Yeah, we can. Sometimes.
Not by season 2079.
I demand constant continuity.
For you readers tuning in at home, Elliot is currently engaged in a bitter
Deadly
guerrilla
battle.
warfare with.
I mean, he says that, but I don't think he will.
But I get it.
I have to say, like, as disgusting as I find them, this one seems to jump in surprise every time it gets noticed.
There's something like,
it's like, oh my
chirpy
God.
and perky about it. It
Yeah.
looks like the
Yeah.
cockroach from Wally, you know? I think I could
Oh
make
my
friends with
God,
this one.
you're right. No wonder I find it charming.
I think it keeps forgetting it's in a room with 4 giants. It's like, holy shit, there are giants here. Oh my gosh.
All want
I
is
wouldn't
pizza.
forget that.
I feel like I wouldn't either, but I'm also not a cockroach. I'm not a cockroach.
But I mean, at least they brought back the whole baby Poindexter thing at the end, and it was part of the plot line. Like, I know what you're saying. You know, that complaint is usually like directed at the non sequiturs at the start.
Yeah, it's not
but
even like.
it was brought back.
I actually found that was the more cohesive plot line, whereas the Millhouse thing was like, you're your dad now. Let's see how far we can take this. And I'm like, come on, guys. You're just fourth walling here.
Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah,
You're like, here's
that'd be a
something we
good
can
setup
do.
for a montage, like the all slurpy montage
Yeah.
or something.
Let's go crazy Broadway style.
For real.
But instead, they just did it really slowly.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about briefly. I thought you were talking about the slurp that
Oh,
whole
man.
bit that drove
Oh,
me nuts.
man.
It was so pointless, and its
Gag
ending
went
was
on
dumb.
way too long, and then they cut the gag. They just like, you know what? We changed our minds. She's not funny. She's out of here.
Yeah.
She doesn't work here. We're gonna
Let's
take
just
her away
like
now.
write her out of the scripts and pretend.
They'd obviously already started animation.
Yeah, she was already.
It's a terrible strain on the anime's wrists.
But also in that library bit, there was that weird bit with Homer and like the Kindle knockoff, and
The magic mirror thing.
yeah,
cover.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
Stupid joke. What was good about the library bit?
This is where Homer discovers one of those spot the hidden object books, and
yep.
it's a kind of a funny thread. He just becomes really, really obsessed with them and
Yeah,
starts
it's
spotting,
good that they carry it on.
Yeah.
Like
and it becomes his kind of superpower. And it's like it's weirdly funny.
it felt like it'd be a throwaway gag. I hope it stays on for like the next 3 episodes before they get bored of it. You know.
unfortunately. But yeah, and just at the end as well. He's like, "There's Waldo. There's Waldo. There's Waldo."
But I mean, it's one of those things like, I don't know, when Bart gets an interest in falconry, or one of those.
Jazz drumming.
Pardon?
Suddenly he's magic at jazz drumming.
Yeah, the temporary hobby.
Yeah. The but a really like weird and obscure, like
Yeah,
oddly specific
yeah.
one.
5
Like-
minutes with one book has turned him into an expert beyond the levels of normal man.
But it kind of makes sense for Homer. He is a bit. He shows moments of being an idiot savant.
Yeah, especially like you take his interest in music. He's definitely got that.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I think we were
Maybe
discussing it last time. He can, not only play piano and play piano, but
true.
when
Yeah.
he does the rock and roll episode, he doesn't have to be taught how to play a guitar. He already knows.
That's a good point.
Oh my
Although
God, you're right.
on floor piano he is terrible.
True. Very
It's a
true.
difficult instrument. I don't know how Big nailed it.
And then later on, when his back goes out, he becomes an excellent singer. So
That's a terrible episode.
I like the song though.
What,
If
Pagliacci?
ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in summer.
Then again,
How I'd
he was
leave
in-
you. Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah.
And
But then again, like he's in the B sharps, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
He already
Yeah, he's
is
got a
a
track
know how to
talented
harmonize.
Grammy
He's a songwriter,
award-winning
so, yeah.
musician.
Yeah.
But yeah, there, like you said, there are those moments of Homer being the idiot savant. I think this is one of those. He's attached himself to finding small objects. Penis joke.
Well done.
Okay, so the library leaded on to, I guess it was sort of like that. That was really a setup for Homer to get superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really see the other function of the library.
Well, that was it for the library. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Homer gets his superpowers, and
There wasn't like a side thread for Lisa and Maggie kind of leading on from their
No, we kind of fizzle out there.
yeah, Marge's whole ban on television is pretty inconsequential to the majority of the episode. It just
Also, 24 hours of no TV. What the fuck is that gonna do? Sorry, language. What the fuck is that gonna do?
I worked out how to turn explicit warning on for the iTunes podcast
All
thing.
right,
So
we can be explicit again.
Yeah,
Crap,
man.
boobs, crap.
hell damn ass fart.
Yep. Getting to the library, there's this weird line where Marge is like, let's go to the library where kids used to learn from 1910 to 2002. I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
All this
what happened in
specific?
2002?
Very strange.
what happened in 1910?
Yeah.
We had the printing press for a lot
why
longer than that.
1910?
libraries were banned by the church until 1910,
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
and
No, it doesn't.
Shut up.
There was this point where the U.S. Embassy. I'm cutting ahead. I'm sorry, guys, but I gotta get it while it's in my memory.
it's okay. We're assuming that our listeners have watched the episode.
I mean, by which I mean,
Don't
U-
do it. Run.
I also assume our listeners are very attractive. And all redheads. And women.
ladies.
And some other things.
And some other things.
Beach, your imagination is running away from you.
Like
It's
what?
wonderful.
Lizards?
Yeah, I don't really get visual data on my podcast.
That's why I like to dream.
Prove him wrong, kids. Prove him wrong, please.
Your point, Shag. And
The
also,
U.S. Embassy. They were like, "Oh, the U.S. Embassy has said that. The U.S. Embassy has said that." Oh, damn! What did they say? People from Springfield shouldn't go to
to the
the
library.
Downtown Springfield.
shouldn't go to downtown Springfield. Why is there a U.S. Embassy in the U.S.?
I think it'd be funny if it was, like the CDC or something.
Yeah. I mean, are they suggesting that Springfield's not in the U.S. at all? That it's in Bolivia or somewhere?
I think they're suggesting that downtown Springfield is such a war zone. They've been officially given a warning not to travel there.
Oh.
National Army, CDC. There's a lot of funnier gags that make more sense for a town within.
Yeah, because you jump
within
right on
the
that and won't let
US.
it go.
yeah,
man.
I actually don't know what the reference. I don't have a clue what you're talking about, man.
It's like how they go, the U.S. Consulate General recommends you do not travel to Iraq at this time.
Right.
Because it's...
Usually,
Sunny.
usually you have embassies of other countries in your country.
The United States might have an embassy in every country in the world except for the United States because it is the United States. Why would you have a little
Oh,
embassy
okay.
in the United States?
Well, maybe it's in Little Italy.
Oh my God.
Little U.S. embassy.
A tiny drum kit.
Oh my God.
Oh, anything else on that?
Oh no! Look, my outrage has been documented and registered. I've filed a complaint with the official authorities.
The redheads have made notes.
I'm sure we'll be hearing from them shortly.
So yeah, after the library, so Marge has put in the TV ban.
Yep.
So Bart is over at Milhouse's house bitching about it, and then I like how they get in an epoxy fight.
It didn't bother you the epoxy came from nowhere?
Yeah, they were in his bedroom. Milhouse doesn't know what epoxy is. Why would there be epoxy in Milhouse's bedroom there?
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't mind the let's fix this with
Yeah.
sandpaper.
All I
and
need is
flame
kinda
and,
funny.
You know, like,
Shaving cream and sandpaper or whatever it was.
Yeah, a big
cigarette
lighter.
lighter
and-
and-
yeah.
it reminded me of the Lisa getting gum in her hair,
Yeah.
you know, and everyone
Chewing
chiming in on
gum's
that.
got to be chewed out.
Yeah.
It reminded
Yeah.
me of
Like a
Bugs
less funny
Bunny
version of
during
that.
the barbershop bit, the Barber of Seville where he's tossing fruit and whipped cream on top of Elmer Fudd's head.
Yeah.
You know what, we can fix this? Let's just get a blender and a cigarette lighter and 3 tons of salmon. I can do that shit, whatever. Yeah, so I mean, his his earnest commitment and wholehearted belief that whatever bullshit he pulls out of his ass is gonna work. It's very in keeping with the character of Bart Simpson.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
think.
And I do love the 2 random items will fix this joke. That's always fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So it does all set up in Bart and Milhouse realizing that he looks like Kirk. And when you tie his tie up too tight, he sounds like Kirk.
My
And
God.
then also like Duffman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
too
Too-
tight.
too-
Which I didn't actually like that first joke, but then when they brought it back around again, I'm like, okay, that was a decent enough setup.
It would have been a good joke if he didn't say, "Oh yeah," because that's like word
I get you.
pun. That's like what he's.
That's what
It's like
Duffman
he
said.
What
turned
Duffman
into
says.
Duffman.
Yeah, there's
and-
no reason
yeah.
for him to say the same things as Duffman. Just have the same. Maybe they didn't feel it was a strong enough reference. To...
Then again, I found that whole like to jump ahead, that whole like creepy look. It's a older woman with
Oh,
a
man.
child in
Yeah.
a man's body,
Yeah.
really like forced in there, completely unnecessary. Ended up going nowhere anyway.
Well,
She
maybe that's-
forced him in there. That was the creepiest
Oh my
part.
god! It's part of the trope. Whenever there's a kid pretending to be an adult, someone falls in love with him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, which is so freaking creepy. But I just felt like this one like served no purpose. Although I did like the joke, "Well, you're the adult,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then the
Yeah.
rest of it was just it kept going.
But
oh man.
like the implied horribleness as well that she lured 2 children's father away in the next room
Yeah.
Yeah.
to have sex. Like, yeah.
I know, even
She
if
was
he
a
was
predator,
an adult,
man.
already
Yeah,
creepy.
Yeah.
She's still a bad person. It really kind of you know what? I don't want to go into this big tangent about how the girl in Tom Hanks's Big was a creepy rapist. Nope. Dan O'Brien can do it.
Oh, come on.
Let's
There's
send it back
there's
to
the
him.
whole, 13 going on 30? I mean, it's
It happens.
literally
Yeah.
a 13-year-old in a 30-year-old woman's body, and, no romance story should be happening with that. She's freaking 13. Mentally 13.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
So
it.
creepy.
And Tom Hanks is Big. The whole movie,
Yeah.
he's just like retardedly 8 years old,
Yep.
10 years old or whatever. There's no
Like,
way
quite
she
obviously.
thinks that he's just a quirky 32-year-old or whatever.
And if she does, she is way too attracted to men who act like children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just
That-
like
that's a
childish
problem.
men, retarded men. Like,
We're not allowed to
she's-
say that
she's-
word.
When he's all like, I call on
Oh,
top,
that's
and he
my
jumps
word,
on top of the
isn't
bed.
it? Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't it, no, but it's actually a descriptive.
Yeah, I'm
isn't
actually
it?
meaning like mentally retarded men. I'm actually meaning disabled people.
Yeah, keep going.
she's-
Dig deeper.
She actually is being attracted to someone
Saying
that
the
is.
word.
Dig up, stupid.
Gosh dang it! I'm trying to make a point.
Are you there?
He's trying to make a big point.
Oh.
Ah, boo.
Elliot, you fired.
Claire, you're hosting now.
Oh, shit.
And we're back.
Guys, what did
Why do I sound like Marge Simpson?
Because we can only do one woman voice, and that's the voice we know the best.
On the plus side, he just called Marge attractive, so that's why.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She
thank
was
you.
way foxy. Not just in this
Wow.
episode,
The Simpsons
but like,
sexy
Yeah, what
does
were you-
it for you, huh?
Yeah, what are you saying? You know, either you're getting older or they're drawing her curvier or
oh man,
what's happening there, man?
Maybe they do draw her a little slinkier.
Oh my god, that
And-
sounds like that really creepy joke. Like, why do I like that?
Oh.
High school girls. I keep getting older, but they stay the same age.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
they do.
Marge does stay the same age.
all right.
And I keep getting older.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, isn't she only like 32?
37.
No
By
way.
now, though. Not
She's like a fox.
not
man.
at the beginning of the series. He was 36
they
at the
They don't
beginning.
age at all, do they? Do they?
Yeah, they're in the mid to late 30s then.
No,
Yeah.
no, she couldn't be because she had Bart almost out of high school. We're talking 20, so...
No, she didn't.
Well, depending on what version we're going with.
The one where she didn't like Homer
was
and
in
Marge were
college-
together for
college.
like many years before Bart came along.
That's not true.
Yeah, it
How
is.
many?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the
but many years in college, right?
Which one are you going off? 'Cause there's,
the
like-
episode where they talk about when Bart was conceived and they're like many years out of college. Sorry, many
Oh,
years
when
out
they're
of
like
high
the
school
little
at that
Italy
point.
sort of place, and he's
Yeah,
like swimming
yeah.
on the.
Yeah.
When the working day is done, girls just wanna have fun.
Okay.
Next, there was the Millhouse montage where he's like, "I rented a truck. I crashed a truck. I rented another truck."
Let's kind of keep it. Why were they renting a truck?
Yeah.
For the joke that I crashed a truck and then
Yeah.
I rented another truck and then as he pulls up to the quickie market, he crashes it.
another truck.
Yeah.
The other montage, I didn't like the whole "Here Comes Your Man" montage
Yeah.
where like they break out and they're doing the '60s thing where they're playing the instruments with Milhouse's "Lobster Upsa."
Yeah,
Yeah.
why did he need to be able to pee more?
Teaching him
Is
how.
that
Oh
a man's
yeah,
thing?
and yeah, he takes
What
the
it means to
pee
be
drugs.
an old man is to have prostate cancer.
No, that means you pee less because your prostate's
Yeah, that's why he took the drugs.
Drugs to pee more.
Because old men take prostate drugs.
Oh,
See, the
okay.
thing about having a penis, Claire, is
Yeah, please explain.
let me mansplain this to you.
Okay, to be entirely fair, you would have to mansplain what it's like having a penis for a very obvious reason. Second of all, I have a 36-page document about this if you want to read it later.
I would like to read
About
a
urinary
36-page
tract
document
issues?
Just
about your penis.
About having one. It's a user's manual.
Wow.
There wasn't one out there.
I would like to. Can I read that?
Yeah, I think give it to Daniel. He needs one. Badum.
I mean, when there's not
Love
something
you.
out there that you need, you make it.
So there was the Skype bit as well, which I kept thinking it flowed between being good and being bad, but ultimately I thought it went on too long.
Yep.
Like there was the good. It ended with the good ice cream joke, but
Ice cream gag was funny.
I didn't like the whole prom thing. Like you could have cut out that whole section, and yeah.
The idea of the palm cards was cool. It's a good bit. But like the whole gag was, oh, Homer, you should treat Bart better. He's a really cool guy, and you should respect him more. I'm
Yeah.
still going to work on my Van Houten voice.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry.
the thing.
It wasn't
Did
bad.
Bart write down that like Milhouse had to?
Yeah, was that
ask
like a
out-
big
is that-
cry
is that,
for
like-
attention from
Is that
Bart?
Bart writing on the cue cards? Yeah,
mean,
date
it
my
must be,
sister. Like
surely.
that's creepy.
That is actually a really sad cry for help from Bart saying,
Yeah.
"Dad, please love me more. I'm a nice guy."
Yeah,
Don't-
he's not asking for anything but respect.
Yeah.
And allowance, but respect.
Then there's the classic, of course. And in 10 years, let Lisa take Milhouse to the prom. And that's
Yeah.
kind of I gotta stop doing the voice. I can't do it.
Again, it's not bad.
You want a tie?
It's better than my boogerstrom.
That was cool. Like that's the classic Milhouse gag. Finding a way to force Lisa to date him in some weird, creepy way.
In 10 years.
It just did go on too long, and Homer was like being all, "Oh, I just like being."
Like when a man tells me what to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I like when a man tells you what to do.
It took a long way to get there. There was a quicker joke in there, I reckon.
Yeah,
Agreed.
absolutely. It felt a lot like padding.
Yeah. And yeah, so getting into Act 2, yeah, there was the whole rent-a-truck gag, and I like when they're at the Quickie Mart and the bullies threaten them, and like, you know, Jimbo's got a pipe or whatever, and then Dolph's like tussling a spider.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I will say, I don't think there is an Act 2. There's just stuff that happens between Act 1 and Act 3. There's no central conflict or problem. That's my big problem with this episode is you've got that classic kids setup of pretending to be grown-ups that goes nowhere, that wastes all its jokes, and there's a cockroach. Hold on, notebook!
You're a
I missed.
terrible throwing person.
I'll just point this out, Beej. Like, I admire your enthusiasm, but
Thank you.
I've got a cup of water right next to my power board there. I know that's probably a poor design choice on my part, but
Yeah. You also didn't expect a notebook to be hurled at a cockroach and ricochet off the floor.
exactly. So, yeah, we've established that.
Okay. Also, that got a lot more bounce than I would have thought. So, thank you, notebook, for being bouncy.
That was bouncy. Bounce book.
Now, where are my notes?
Um,
But anyway, yeah,
What else have I got?
It feels like it squanders its its setup, and then there's just padding. I thought that maybe as adult Van Houten he'd get them into trouble, and then as kids they'd have to solve it, and just nothing happens. It's boring.
fair enough. And yeah, I mean, although I do like how they bring back certain elements from the start of the episode at the end, I guess, yeah, that doesn't make up for when there's like pretty much no stakes in your story.
There is no stakes. The
Like-
big problem is that he gets in this rapey scenario.
Well,
not even a problem, it's just
the
there as a
problem is
gag.
that Bart and Lisa and Milhouse are missing, and they used the classic
gotta
they're
find
at each
kids,
other's house
yeah.
alibi. Yeah,
That's the problem for home for the adults. But
it wasn't even really built up that much at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's compare this to the time when they pretend to be adults and rent a car and go drive into Knoxville and then get trapped there. That's a really
Yeah.
good episode.
Yeah.
And something happens that they can't tell anyone about, otherwise they get in trouble. And as being kids,
And
getting
then-
in trouble is the worst.
Bart works as like a courier and goes to China
Yeah.
for like a month. You know, he's
which is
not-
crazy, but it's funny.
Great. It was funny.
But yeah, that's more of like Domino's sort of storytelling, like everything leads into each other, whereas this is like a bunch of isolated scenes, like the condom blowing up and the rent-a-truck, and then the bit where he's voting and Chalmers and Skimmer and imitating,
yeah,
like,
that
intimidating.
came out of
him.
nowhere and then just
Yeah.
disappeared as well.
And then they brought the voting gag back,
For
and
some
yet
reason.
I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I don't know anything about American politics, but I had no idea what they were trying to reference.
Were you
there.
supposed to know who Williamson
No,
was?
no, I don't think you were meant to.
I think it was like the obscurity of it was the point, but
You made a really small decision. Oh, I was looking forward to that,
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
hey,
it.
that was a pretty good Kirk.
It's just you're doing fine, man. You're your own worst critic.
I love you, man.
I'll criticize you more, so I'm your worst critic.
Let's criticize people who make so many more millions of dollars than we do.
Okay.
Yeah. Make them down a peg.
Oh man, that's so many people.
Oh yeah, also the Mo bit. I kind of liked it though.
I kind of like the
It's
movie.
like classic Mo, you know.
What was it?
You ask him a normal question, and
Also,
he just
where do
kind of
babies
goes
come
way
from? And he's like,
overboard.
wow.
Yeah, what was it?
My mother
voodoo
got-
curse. Well, I gestated in my mother's womb for 9 months, and I came out.
5 years. 5 years.
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah,
5
years, and then came out backwards
on
on fire.
I still have my tail.
Yeah. So yeah, then randomly out of nowhere, Lisa wants to go to the Jazzy Jazz Fest, and Marge is like, no. And then they do that weird puppet bit. What was the puppet bit all about?
Well, they weren't allowed to go to the Jazz Fest because it was in downtown, which the U.S. Embassy
Oh,
said
that
is
was
not
that whole
safe
thing.
to go.
So instead, they go to a puppet show, which ends up being really violent,
Mm.
And nothing happens.
and nothing
It was
happens.
it was like a weird small European country. I think it was nondescript.
I did like their billboard gag though. Like
Which was
the,
that?
was?
the puppet. You don't know. We might spell it like that.
Oh, the other gag I remember you laughing at. What was it? Barely Beagle.
Belly beagle.
Yeah, when they get a bunch of
Yeah.
nudie mags, one's barely
Yeah.
beagle.
Yeah. Ugh.
Confusing.
Dolph, man. See help.
And so they hatch the plan to go to the Jazzy Jazz Fest. I don't know what Bart and Milhouse have to gain out of it, but whatever.
They
Yeah,
just
that's the
feel
other
like
thing.
doing it.
Why did they go out of their way to do anything for Lisa?
Because Milhouse
Well,
would.
Milhouse
Bart
has
wouldn't.
motive.
But yeah, that why not have a scene where he's like, "We're taking your sister."
But even the idea, like they wanted to do it like, oh, this adult can take you, and straight away she sees through it, and yet they still do that. Like
Yeah.
even for Lisa, she'd be like, yeah, no way.
There was that really canny moment for Lisa as well, where she's like, "Yeah, you're not man enough to be my dad."
Yeah.
Something strangely like sexual about it.
Yeah, I found that weird as well.
I mean, it cuts to the gag about Homer being stupid.
Yeah,
But there was
but-
still something really like.
Having been told by many women you're not man enough too, it's usually got something to do with your sexual attraction.
Yeah,
Especially
the way
since she's telling somebody that's trying to date
trying
her.
to date her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I
The way
got it
she
was
said
more of
it.
a masculine, manly thing out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it clearly it was, but
It didn't work
The
for me
way
anyway.
she said it was very like, I'm saying this in a way that's denigrating your
Yeah.
sexuality.
It feels almost, film noirish. It's like,
Oh.
you're not man enough to blank my blank.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they even, but yeah, the follow-up joke was something that I hated, which was the whole Marge something highlights magazine. That magazine's for kids.
yeah,
Where does it say
yeah.
that? Right
Finish
on the
reading
front
the
page.
cover.
Well, let's see. Doll. So derpy.
Yeah,
Starting
almost-
to like this episode less and less now. that
It's
I'm
almost like one of
talking
your
about it.
classic, your piano playing in the background. Say, Marge, can I get a subscription to this magazine? Why, that's for children. Well,
Yeah.
where does it say that? On the cover. Oh,
Pie in the face.
wow. Yeah.
And then there was the honey pie wrapper joke as well, which I didn't like either.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I mean, you
rapper
could see
joke.
it coming a mile away as well.
like it was cheap and vulgar, which is fine if it's funny,
Bet it wasn't.
but yeah, you knew what was coming before the episode started. Months
Very
in
salacious.
advance. Months and whoo.
Salacious.
Oh, Captain Vocabulary.
Who
over
has a
here.
word of the day calendar?
Indubitably, that would be me.
Indiggity.
Diggity.
Who has a southern word of the day calendar?
I like the bus station joke with the snake in the locker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where are your babies?
So yeah. Anyway, so they end up getting the money out of the.
Can
dude,
we
and
quickly
that was
before we
dumb.
go before we go on bus station? Why did they start fighting? They just kind of suddenly were falling out and fighting.
Bart was just insulting his honor, I guess, and claiming his part in making Milhouse into an adult.
Oh, it's because
I made you the man you are today.
It's because Bart was fighting with Lisa, and he said, "Hey, you kids, stop it!"
Oh, that's right.
So he was actually acting like the dad, you know.
Mm.
And pretty weak.
As
And
we
then
know-
nothing happened from it.
No. That's when the guy was like, "Oh, that's conduct not fit of a bus station," and then as a snake in the
that's a gag, not a plot
So
thread.
it
Like I said,
was-
there's no act 2.
So
There's just stuff.
the plot part, which is them suddenly now we're fighting each other, is set up for a hobo gag.
I mean, it
Where
wasn't
d-
even like a reoccurring character. That could have easily been Cletus.
Yeah.
That was
Where
the
is
other
your
thing I
Hey,
Snake
Ma, where do
babies.
your snake babies go?
Yeah, why not?
But it was all like because they were at the bus station to get to the Jazzy concert or whatever, and then they got the $19.95 from the
Dizzy Gillespie imitator. Excuse me.
puffiest cheeks.
Yeah.
And they go to the condo sales pitch to get the free breakfast.
Boy.
This is where the episode starts to wrap up.
Yep.
As well it
Then
should.
we get real.
Yeah, I didn't really like any of the material, and the whole woman pulling Milhouse into the room felt gross.
And also, she locked the doors after literally everyone else had left. Like, you actually saw other
Yeah,
people.
There was only
at
one
the
on the table
breakfast.
in the
and
in the
they
place.
left, and they're like, "We want to go." Why didn't
yeah.
they just walk out? Everybody else seemed to have walked out.
Yeah.
Creepy.
They're not that polite.
Yeah, exactly. And they hadn't finished their orange juice, so.
The
Clearly
only
not
other
that
real
hungry.
gag there was that she was announcing all these different styles of apartment, and they were all clearly the same apartment with different colored. paint
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be a bad gag if everything else around it wasn't so bleh.
Yeah.
Because, and then when Homer finally gets there and goes, "Of course I'm going to buy it, don't rush me." I didn't like that. It's moments like these that I don't like Homer anymore.
Yeah,
How
he's not
could
jerk
you?
ass Homer. He's just former shadowed.
Yeah.
Homer.
He's been broken.
There was, but having said that, his whole spot the things plot line was weirdly interesting.
Yeah, I did find that oddly entertaining. They
And then,
found some good
as
stuff.
they're trying to find the kids, and he looks out and sees Frank and his robot and him are in marriage
When I told you
counseling.
you needed a software upgrade, it wasn't a criticism.
Anyway, weird. I guess, the moments that I liked out of this were more the
Was
gags.
there a reason for his Hawkeye powers? Did that actually have a payoff anywhere?
They did have,
Yeah.
and I actually do like this bit where he spots free breakfast. Like, look, that's what we're looking for. You think the kids will be there? Sure, maybe. And he was just
Yeah,
looking for free
that's it.
breakfast.
So that
Yeah.
was it.
That was
I
the
mean,
payoff.
that would have been the same gag Homer would have pulled without the Hawkeye training.
Yep.
I feel like the whole
Pretty
power
much.
was a setup to. I feel like that whole power was the setup to, at the start in the library where he spots them amongst the flowers that kind of look like them, and then he keeps on being Hawkeye for the rest of the show. And
He had to find the kids a
nothing
lot with these
happened.
powers.
Yeah, it's less progression of story and more gags. And, good on him for bringing back a couple of things in the end. But, I guess it wasn't a really strong story at all.
You know what's fun? I know what he's going to say next.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
Bated breath.
It's time for the questionnaire. Oh, Shag, what's the time?
Oh, it's time for the questionnaire.
9:35.
So, storyline A and B sort of thing that sort of tied into each other at the end.
More than we've seen a lot of them do, yeah.
That's true. If you'd like to put this in a playlist, what would the theme be?
Ooh, you've been updating your questionnaire.
I have.
I like it.
Millhouse doing stuff.
Yep, Millhouse episodes.
Yeah, like wacky kids episodes.
Yeah.
Like with the vampire conspiracy and stuff.
Reference to Where's Waldo.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Yep.
They make a couple of them.
Or Homer's weird talents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spiders
different
being
from
used as-
Homer Jobs, but things he's surprisingly good at.
Spiders being used as weapons.
Yeah. And notebooks being used as weapons for this
Podcast.
episode.
Yeah, that's what you categorize this podcast as.
Shitting
Yeah.
on Kirk Van Houten's marriage.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need more shitting on Kirk Van Houten episodes.
Oh, I wish I was there to see my parents kiss. That
Oh.
was so sad. I kind of like it though.
Yeah, that was
I wish my
one of the
dad
other
was here.
things.
I wish my dad was here to see my parents kiss.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sad.
oh man.
Sad. Did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Am I allowed to be the first one to say no?
You're allowed. Go for it.
No, it didn't. Come on. Come on.
There are a few parts that do, but overall, no.
Well, as an episode of The Simpsons that we like, whatever, but integrity-wise, I don't think anyone was off.
True, we're talking more...
Yeah, I think it was all right. I mean, it wasn't a good episode of The Simpsons, but it was it was
True,
Simpsons-y.
yeah,
Like,
we
Homer
do-
had the weird talent. Lisa was a
Jazz
know-it-all pain in the
enthusiast.
ass. You know.
And a pain in the ass, yeah.
Milhouse was, creepy as usual. Like, I don't know. I think it had a lot of...
It had the characters
Yeah.
right. The characters were the same. That's the problem. It didn't have the storyline or the clever writing or the direction or the purpose of
No, I
a
think
good
it just-
Simpsons episode. It's just like, here's all of our characters that you already love. Let's just chuck them in a pot and boil for 20 minutes.
Well, actually, I think what I've sort of picked
boiled
up from talking about
characters.
is it seems like it did everything that it's already done, just worse.
The integrity of the characters is on point, but the integrity of the show not so much. I think we can agree on that. Have any of you seen this episode before?
Pretty
No.
sure, yes.
No?
No, I can't say I have.
Play count, maybe?
Beach.
1.
My God.
It's the lowest number you've said so far, besides 0.
-2.
How did you unsee it?
Please tell me.
Liquor.
Yeah, this is, I've actually put this one on a few times. I don't mind it. Probably 3 or 4 times I've seen this one.
That's low for you, though. That's really low.
That's really low. Wackiness. It was like a wacky sort of plot point. Yeah, the old spin on the kids in the trench coat wacky, but
Yeah. And the tie gag was pretty wacky.
but I think they were trying to derive humor from the fact that he was actually kind of doing pretty banal stuff with his appearance.
Yeah, the whole impersonation. They don't try to get beer or do anything crazy. They just...
They get beer for other
Other
kids.
people, yeah.
These kids are so lame.
They are pretty lame. Wacky. The
60s
words.
montage was wacky.
60 montage was wacky. How they shaved his head was wacky. Oh, there's glue in your hair. Just give me a cigarette lighter and some sandpaper. Oh, this isn't working. Just give me some whipped cream and a
Cucumber.
cucumber.
I was thinking cucumber as well.
Really?
Whoa, this isn't working.
I think
Just
it's with the whipped cream.
give me a bowling ball polish and some lighter fluid. And before you know it, fuck it, let's just shave your head.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was there. I don't think it was to the detriment. I don't think the wackiness was the problem in the episode.
No.
No, it was... Yeah, you're right. It's not to the detriment. In fact, probably got some of the better stuff out of it.
Yeah, like slapping the spider.
Yeah.
The attack spider, as I've
That
written
was
it down.
pretty wacky.
How about the heart? I didn't feel bumps.
There was no thumps here.
Well, there was an attempted moment at the end where Milhouse was
Yeah, but-
like, you know what, you're pretty cool, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
An attempt at heart, but, I didn't feel the bumps.
Well, it made us feel sad. Does that count as heart?
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes or no, would you watch this episode again?
Yeah, probably. If it was on, I wouldn't seek it out.
Sure? Yeah?
Yeah, if it's like one of the few episodes they have on the flight I'm taking, and I, for some reason, and the controls are broken and I can't change channels.
What they're saying.
Savage.
I would not go out of my way to watch this on purpose, but if I happen to be trapped in a chair for 24 hours on the way to Brazil, well, you gotta watch something because your eyes are taped open, like in Clockwork Orange.
That's what they do on
What
Brazil.
kind of airline do you take?
The cheap one.
Let's rank this thing! So, Claire, we have on the Simpsons Index our patented 6-point ranking scale.
You did put through that pattern, right? I told you to do it. Like 3 months ago.
I'll
Point
get on
one,
that.
Point
Okay.
the first.
Point the first.
Way to forget to patent your idea, Einstein. Come on, that wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
that was good.
We have a patented 6-point scale where it starts right at the tippity top of the best episodes. We rank cubic zirconia, and as we go down, we go gold, silver, bronze, participant for flat episodes, and failures for ones that we did not like at all. And to show you how it's done, Beach, kick off the rankings.
Well, participant.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to get right to the point.
Justify yourself, sir.
It's just very... I watched it and it was fine. I could casually eat my pizza without wanting to write down hate notes. My positive notes were 1 or 2. I didn't have any massive negative ones. It's fine and unoffensive. And my biggest problem with it, there is no second act. It just... You start, things happen, but in no structure or form or point, and then you end. But it's not... I don't want to throw things at the screen or yell at the episode or find out who wrote it so I can hate them. It's so participant. It's fine. It's ignorable. That's how I class participant.
Fair enough. Shag?
By this point, ladies and gentlemen, I've actually seen so many terrible, terrible episodes that made me really angry and really upset with the Simpsons writers that this one I'm fairly nonplussed about. It's like we were sort of talking about. There's a lot of good characters that feel fleshed out, and they're just chucked into a blank canvas of a situation. There's no particular necessary plot except to kind of get a gag or two, and I've seen so much worse, and I know that I'm going to see so much worse really soon.
What do you rank this thing?
Yeah, no, Beat is dead right. It's participant. It is not a failure because there are so many ways that this could have been worse, but it is definitely in no way. I got no positives to pin on it.
All right. I'm gonna call it a bronze because, it's not a great episode by any standard, but I found it mostly inoffensive, and there are a lot of good gags and potential quotable bits. Like, the story was a bit weak, but onto your point of seeing so many terrible episodes in the 20s that this one was actually very refreshing.
Talk about what you did like. What did you like?
What are we quoting out of this?
Without
going to notes, because they'll have
all you'll have to do to find the good things I liked about the episode is listen to episode 27 of the Simpsons Index.
I mean, I'm going to do that anyway. Pitch me something now.
I've already said a bunch of shit that I liked about it already. Claire,
Oh,
what do you call it?
God, what side of the fence should I sit on?
We're more popular on this.
Cubic zirconia, cubic zirconia, gold, silver, bronze, participation award, failure.
Oh, look, I don't think it was like one from the bottom. I think bronze then, because it was enjoyable. I laughed during it. I think it was only on closer inspection that I'm like, no, this was disappointing. But if I enjoyed it at the time, then it can't be.
Isn't that enough? Is that what we want the Simpsons for?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
entertaining. There was jokes enough that I actually laughed out loud. I have low standards for my entertainment, I suppose.
It's your first one.
Yeah.
You haven't been through the harrowing halls that we have.
We've
True.
seen some things, man.
But like
We've
you
seen some
said, that's
episodes.
actually brought your score up. So what are you talking about?
True. I
the
don't want to
opposite
fail
of what you
this.
said.
Yeah, dang it.
Damn it,
Oh my
Shaggy.
God.
Well, either way, you're agreeing with me, so I enjoy having you on.
Yes.
All right. So now we're going to go watch the mid-run episode, the episode from the teens, and we're going to the early teens, the tweens, if you will.
I won't.
Thanks, buddy. I say Ellie, and you say basketball is stupid. We're watching season 11, episode 10, Little Big Mum. Do you know that one? What if I
Yeah.
said, stupid, sexy Flanders? We are back! And we just watched season 11, episode 10, Little Big Mum, aka the one where a lot of stuff happens, so I don't know where to begin synopsizing, but
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
ask you
Yeah.
guys, what did you think?
All right. I love this episode, but I actually remembered it. When I think back, it's like several different episodes, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's in so many quotable, amazing parts, and I didn't actually realize they were all from the same episode, so I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like Act
Happy, I
1,
guess.
2, and 3 are all different things unto themselves. Like,
They're so separate in feel and tone as well as storyline,
Yeah, yeah.
and yet they're all so tight and cohesive each by themselves.
But also they make sense. Like, you don't ever feel like, shit, that was a big jump. It's
Yeah.
only when you go back and you think
And
about it.
look at it, clinically. Then
We ended up in Hawaii with leprosy.
Yeah.
We started off
On the ski fields.
on the ski field. Not even on the ski fields. There was the chasing the Toy Story chasing the truck bit. And Lisa's
Yeah.
does the Village of the Dam thing. No,
Where are you
Mom,
going,
I
Mom?
see you taking that box away. What's in the box,
you got,
Mom?
well, yeah, just jumping back even earlier, this is one of my all-time favorite itchy and scratchy gags
really?
ever.
Yeah.
That's where it
Ever,
started.
Ever, ever,
Yeah.
forever, ever.
Yeah, that was a pretty tight one.
I actually love all Simpsons episodes that start with the like itchy and scratchy theme song, you know, like straight from one show straight into another.
Intro to intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how this Itchy and Scratchy as well. It showed the funeral of Scratchy, and I loved how it was open casket, had all the weapons in him and everything.
Yeah.
And then I
Pushy's
like
there.
as Itchy is flipping through the memories. It's all
Yeah, it's
past Itchy
episodes.
and Scratchy episodes.
Past deaths. It doesn't have to make sense.
No.
And it doesn't make sense. Why would there be past? No, it doesn't matter. Nine
I like
lives.
Shut up, that's
Nine
why.
lives.
Obviously,
That's why.
fake mourning. Oh, so sad. Oh, so young.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the whole like cloning machine to killing machine
Yeah.
is sort of like Itchy and Scratchy in the tightest of nutshells possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
I also
absolutely.
like that he left just enough space for
Scratchy.
Scratchy to realize he was gonna die.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marge sneaking out the junk for the Goodwill truck. I loved all this.
I
it
loved
was
going through the
great.
junk as well at the end. You could have thrown up a spare Christmas tree stand.
Look, the box my old pitch back. If I still had it, I could put it in here.
Yeah. I really want to know what a pitchback is.
It's basically it's like a net that's on an angle that when you throw a ball at it, it'll bounce out and throw it back
pitch
to you.
back.
Yeah. And now
clever.
you know, and knowing is half the battle.
I really liked when Homer got the box off the truck and he went thump, 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 thump,
Yeah.
thump, and he was carefully holding the box.
Yeah.
Of
It was the
useless
way to
garbage.
gag, wasn't it?
It was the way to
Ah.
gag.
Except
beautiful.
instead of
Except-
glasses, it was useless shit.
Man, and his face just so many times into the floor. But that second Christmas tree stand, oh, thank God.
Unscathed.
But talking about hidden Homer talents, he is geometrically stable when he wants to
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Amazingly so.
It's like those
Amazing.
chickens.
Yeah.
You just hold
There's-
them and the head stays in place.
There's that great After Hours episode out now, which from Crack that suggests Homer is actually a god. He just doesn't
Yeah.
know it.
Oh, wow.
Really, really good.
Fantastic.
They did a great, yeah.
And yeah, so they're going through the box of stuff and then pulls out the skis. Let's go skiing right now.
No, it's much better. It's like, you bought these after the Nagano Olympics. You
And
never went
you've
skiing
never
once.
used
What
them.
what you need to do is just stop being so impulsive and hey, let's go skiing.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's
All the kids
such a
join in
great
and like
culture.
straight cut to
Snap.
the snow skis.
Yeah.
Skiing.
Skiing section.
So many great
Oh
bits.
my
I love
God.
that.
It was
I only just
gag-heavy.
noticed it was called Mount Embolism as well.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The skiing section is just so tightly packed. It's all
Oh,
time favorite.
and so much slapstick from Homer to the start where, you know, he screws up the getting on the chairlift to the end where
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Sexy Flanders. Now remember, if you're ever going downhill and you're out of control, just
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
animation on Flanders' butt that is,
Oh,
is
wow.
perfect.
Someone
Yeah.
lovingly rendered that and then went home to their family and was just so happy and content. The glint in his children's eyes
Yeah.
brought more joy than he had never known. He made love to his wife. It was the best sex either of them had ever had. There was contentment in the world that night.
oh, Beach. That
All
was
thanks
beautiful.
to stupid sexy
I know how
Flanders.
happiness works. I program a lot of it.
And then Homer's legs do the splits on the skis, and he's just like, I could not possibly be in more pain.
Flat crotch.
Yeah.
Crotch, 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 crotch.
Yeah, how
Oh.
about like 20 moguls to the crotch now. And yeah, as myself as an avid skier, there was a lot here that I loved, like, and especially the whole, maybe some gentle rocking will calm your nerves because
Oh,
having
God.
been up on chairlifts, having to guide beginners and, you know, ease them that the chairlifts are very much safe and nothing has ever happened on a chairlift ever.
Except for those one
See-
or two times.
As an
We
avid
don't speak of those.
non-skier, I really like the joke where Homer gets smacked in the crotch 20 times, cartwheels over, lands face first in the snow, stands and goes, one please.
Yeah.
Because that's skiers to me in a nutshell. Oh God, that hurts so much. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, that is skiing. That is every experience of skiing I've had. I quite like the work on your jargon school.
Oh, yeah.
The lingo, yeah.
Again, being an avid skier and not an avid snowboarder, that's what those types all seem like
Those
to
damn
me.
snowboarders and their hip lingo.
They're the surfers of the mountaintop.
You just ski past and like, oh, one board. Well, when you can afford another one, I'll see you on the real big boy slopes.
But also, this goes back to Lisa's attitude of cross-country skiing. When
Oh, that's so
so
funny.
rewarding.
Oh,
Downhill
man.
singers, skiers don't know what they're... Oh, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
That was just Lisa distilled into a single drop there,
But
right?
I like the reality moment of, oh, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
It was only because she was alone. You know she would have stuck
Oh,
to
yeah.
her guns if
Most
anyone had
definitely.
been watching.
Oh, and how good was the deers? I love the deers.
She has such bad luck with like nature. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking about the episode where she got that horrible allergy attack and then the little squirrel got like
Scorpio
eaten
episode.
behind her. And
Hi, Mrs. L. You're up kind of early.
But yeah, like you say, yeah, that northern reticulated squirrel,
You
yeah,
were
just
so articulated.
blows the pollen all in her face. And, yeah, same with this one. She's like, couldn't be a more friendly person, respectful to the deers, and they just snarling.
Eat her.
And one of them, I love it. It's got like berries in its mouth, and it spits it out like it was a cigarette or something.
She is the schlemazel, not the schlemiel.
Indeed.
Yeah. I even made this note during the episode when she just goes, eep. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to start saying eep more.
It was such a Looney Tunes,
know.
like, hold up
Yeah.
the sign episode.
Yeah, I
See,
know.
that was
Ah,
the
so
throwback
good.
for me. That was really cute.
Yeah, like yikes or eep.
Blasted Dookie. Sorry, that was just one of the notes I wrote down.
Oh, I just
Dukan!
I just read my next note, which is just Disco Stew
Disco Stew
underlined
is
like
next.
6 times.
Yeah.
This whole bit is fucking fantastic.
Man.
Is
when
this our
it's-
first Disco Stew? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, no.
Like,
This
when
is
does he first
couldn't
come in?
be.
the versus George Bush episode.
The markets in the street.
Yeah,
I just would have thought that came after this. but
Yeah,
okay.
because the Rhinestones, who's
Yeah.
Disco Stew, and
Oh, I ran out of space.
yeah, that was the
Disco
first
Stew
mention.
doesn't
That's it.
advertise.
Yeah.
Stew, you should buy
That was a great, that was a great way to just come up with his name on the fly.
Yeah.
And for them to stick with it for the entire 27 million series.
Yeah, and
Your
like,
fish are dead.
there's so many like flat Disco Stew moments now, and this is definitely not one of them.
This is prime stew.
top and tail
Snow
awesome.
Fox at 12 o'clock.
Gets walks away from Krabappel.
I know. This is the first time I've noticed he gets up and walks away from Mrs. Krabappel.
And he
That
is a
is
great
his big
setup for the
mistake.
later joke for the masseuse or the
Yeah, oh,
physiotherapist.
I can't believe it. I
Amazing.
must have seen this episode a billion
1,000
times.
This is the first time
Disco
it's really
Stew wants you
clicked
to be
for me.
comfortable while he does his
His
thing.
thing.
And then Mr. Sakamoto wants you to be comfortable while he does his thing.
While he does his thing.
Oh,
my
man, I would have a
God.
thing to do.
So specifics on the Disco Stew bit?
I
just-
think it really highlighted Marge's innocence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing. He's so sleazy, but she's so cute about
Yeah,
it.
I
It's so
love.
charming.
Is this seat taken? I think that's an armrest.
Do you like to party like with hats?
Hats and streamers. Yeah.
And then, yeah, his sleaziness, but whatever your kink is, baby.
Yeah, and just his rhyme. Back away, not today. Disco lady.
Yeah.
I can never remember his approach song, but I know his retreat song. I've said it many times myself while retreating.
So yeah, then the clock accident, which sets up Act 2, where they abandon the ski field and Marge is in hospital. And
Clock accident, by the way. A beach sword as well. It's not just my fucking
yeah.
fussy imagination, but the
Oh,
clock
yeah.
clearly hits her left leg, and then she grabs her right leg and goes, ow.
Yep.
you have to go before you say any of that.
Ha! In season, episode 36, season 12.
Although I do like the paramedics running out and picking the
Get the
clock
clock
up,
up.
like,
Yeah.
run past her as well, and
Oh,
then they put it
God.
back
It
on the
takes
nail.
2 of them to lift that clock, and they are struggling. So it is
Yeah.
obviously old and very well crafted.
They just turn that fucking flimsy
Flimsy
nail. They don't hammer it back in or
Here's your
shit.
problem.
Another clock-related accident.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the clock creaks, and they're just like, doop de doop de doo.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. I'm so angry at those guys.
Yeah, so Marge is holed up in the hospital. Any bits about Marge in the hospital? I love the you're interfering with our fun gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Hoisting
good.
interferon.
See, that's how you do a fighting with random things, not an
Yeah.
epoxy bullshit.
Yeah. Because it makes sense for there to be interferon and medical stuff in that room. But why
And
is
it's a
epoxy
setup
in...
for a next joke as well.
Yep, it works. It flows and it works. Damn it.
Absolutely. And I love the good tarp joke.
Yeah.
You're gonna get married on that top one day.
Mom.
Oh yeah, and then later on they've got, we're going to shop at a 99-cent store. Maybe for your wedding.
And what happens after that?
Well, after
so
that-
yeah, Lisa decides to take on the mother duties.
Oh,
and-
yeah. She's not just like, look, I've seen what you could do, and that ain't shit. I could do that. I might even be able to do it better than you. Which is,
Oh.
by the way, real throwdown. And Marge is like, yeah, whatever,
That
bitch.
is- yeah, that-
Whatever.
We see the cats come out to play in this one.
For
Cat
real?
noise.
.mp3.
Yeah.
Insert post edit, please.
Will
If I
do.
could get some more awoogas just in the background, please. That would also be nice. Thank you,
Just
Mr. Editor.
constantly.
Yeah, just constant
Do you want
awoogas.
this to turn into a morning radio show?
Yes.
Yes.
Man.
All
I
right,
don't-
fine. This is the Simpsons Index.
Wheezy and the Plop.
Traffic.
And the plop?
Yeah, it's always something like that.
Yeah.
The plop.
Yeah, with Sleazy and the Plop.
Can I have cheesecake again?
Cheesecake and the plop.
It works and you know it.
So now we're a jazz station. Yeah, so and in the bits where Lisa starts up being all responsible and taking care of Homer and Bart, I noticed that like she sends them off on the school bus or whatever, and she doesn't like go
She
to
doesn't
school.
go to school.
Yeah.
She's got a house to run, man.
Yeah, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt then that she's probably smart enough to do her own independent study.
That was a really great part, of course.
Yeah.
The sending them off to school thing.
Here are your lunches.
Yeah.
Don't trade it for fireworks.
Oh, but
You
Lenny
stay away
just-
from that Lenny.
Yeah.
Oh, these boys are mine.
But yeah, and another Lenny joke that I like where it's just a vague hint at his personality and not like you're not building an episode around a Lenny.
No.
joke.
Character building, but it's off scene. You know, exit stage right.
He's a guy who likes bottle rockets
And not getting things in his eye.
and selling them to people at work.
I'm sorry, my favorite Lenny gag is still the one where like, not Lenny. Like on the vigil there.
Yeah.
So good.
He's like, well, I'm mad he lied to us, but I'm so glad Lenny's okay.
Which is from Hello Gutter, Hello Farter. We will be covering that on episode 102.
Stop
on the
predicting what
Simpsons.
episode we're doing episodes on. I told you this last episode.
Was it Lenny that's like, don't tell people how I live?
Yes.
Anyway,
Oh,
back to
the-
this
the-
episode.
the hat that she has, the chore hat.
Yeah.
When I pick it out
Practice?
and it's not
Not
a
a
practice.
practice.
See, there it is,
Practice.
but that was a practice.
Oh, God, I want to punch him.
Ah, so good.
Will you at least do the dishes?
When I pull
Oh,
it
and
out,
they're
try it as a
frosted
practice.
through, and
It's an illusion.
No, it's not. Oh, and even the fact that, like, even though Homer's playing the child role and, like, he's taking on the parent, he still talks down to her with a little candy phone.
yeah.
Then continues the
Oh.
conversation.
Little girl that's had too many sour balls.
Anyway, where were we? Huh, they hung
They
up.
hung up.
You hate him in that moment. It's. It actually reminds me of another good candy phone joke in American Dad. I know. Hashtag candy phone jokes.
I was about to say.
Where Klaus in American Dad, the fish, he's got the candy phone and he's going, oh, I got a call. Oh, it's the green jelly bean. I'm not going to take it.
Classic.
So yeah, that whole groceries bit, that's the bread of astronauts. Didn't know Aerosmith had a cereal.
I gave you a list. Oh, you were way off. that was the
that
line
is
that made you want to punch him.
Yeah. Wasn't it No One's Bad Mouth? Oh, no, it was No One's Bad Mouthing the hat, Lisa. It's a great hat.
That is a great system.
Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, later on, Homer and Bart are watching TV too late, and they do that weird I Love Lucy gag.
Oh,
Wow, you
man.
hit her pretty hard there, Ricky. Get your
Yeah,
Lucy
that was
right.
Oh, that was a good Lucy.
It's like a sad Fran Drescher.
What?
Eh.
And yeah, yeah, you guys were saying in that Lucy Ghost bit, like that voice, like.
Oh, man. So many cigarettes
Here's
later.
what you gotta do.
What
Like,
you
was
gotta do
Lucy
is
already
whisper.
dead by then? She was, wasn't she?
Right.
Died in 1990.
Really?
Yeah, she died a while back.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that explains why a ghost was showing up in a.
What I'm curious about is Lisa's not asleep, so this is literally a ghost that's come to her.
Well, the ghost says, "So going crazy, huh?"
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like that should have been such an odd moment. Like it was so unrelated
yet
to
it
everything
fits.
else, and yet it fits.
Yeah, you're
How
fine
does
with
it
it.
work
I
in the
don't
old
know.
Simpsons episodes and in the new ones? I would
It
be so
reminds me of
interested in
the, I still want to help you, George Washington.
Yeah.
Yes.
George Washington.
I want to
Ghost.
help you,
that.
George
George
Washington.
Washington.
Even in your dreams, you're lame.
The hero ghost is a classic trope,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm not actually Colonel Klink. I'm just assuming his form.
Boom.
Way to cite precedent.
I'm using that as an intro. Hang on, I'm writing that down.
Damn it. Oh, fuck.
So yeah, then she makes up Homer and Bart to have leprosy, and they wake up all unclean, and she goes on a basic old version of WebMD, the virtual
Yeah.
doctor.
Yep.
I forget what the other one was, but the creators of Sim Sandwich. This just sticks in my head as a bit. I just love it.
It's from the creators of Dungeon Quest and Sim Sandwich.
I used to play Dungeon
It was
Quest.
good. Yeah.
But see, the problem is back in the day, Sim Sandwich wasn't a thing. Now it's a thing. We're constantly playing games where we're making sandwiches.
Exactly. All those cafe and diner dash games.
Simpsons did it first.
The
There we
Simpsons
go.
have a yard simulator, and then Farmville came out. I wouldn't be surprised if they invented go on a tandem bike ride with your mother simulator soon.
Oh, totally.
Simpsons did that.
So it was all a big ruse so Lisa could get Homer and Bart to clean up the house. I'll grab you the mop and bucket. Oh, the cure sounds worse than the disease.
Let's go to the Flanders.
Oh, I love...
No, the one that's holier than Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey,
Before we do,
He does have alcohol-free alcohol, so...
yeah.
True.
Sorry,
that
you...
is pretty biblical.
Jesus was all for the wine.
Oh, all
Sorry,
that.
Shaq.
Before we jump in there, we didn't really mention that when Lisa calls Marge and the house is just flooded and the cat is balancing on the floating ball, Maggie's swing passing like a basket.
My favorite gag for that is Marco crash. Just like, ow.
Yeah, like, it was almost like Bart was intentionally leading it.
Oh,
Homer
yeah,
to
Definitely.
crash.
It was like
Almost
the
is
evil
too strong.
laugh.
Not strong enough.
Perhaps. Mayhaps Bart was playing a cruel prank.
Big chance.
Bart. But yeah, everything about the Flanders bit, they're trying to bust in the house and they're going, brains.
Use your brains to help us.
Your delicious brains. Like, they got confused about what leprosy was.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Jello.
Yeah, the Jello. He's putting his hand all over it.
Firstly, why would anyone run in somebody else's house and just start eating their Jello?
Bart, I guess.
Leave some for Rod and Todd. Here you go.
Who already had some on his plate.
Exactly.
So
And the poor polite kid goes to eat it.
Yeah, this is so polite.
And then Maud gets the vacuum, which is a funny bit, and then throws a match in the vacuum and explodes.
Can we also point out
beautiful.
Rod and Todd are having Jello for breakfast?
Is it?
Oh,
it is
probably
breakfast
one of
time,
those
isn't
Jello salads. Have you heard of those?
gross.
Where they
This
actually
is
have
not the
vegetables in
50s.
them.
Yeah, like sugar-free, gluten-free vegetable Jello.
Bring back the vacuum. Maud vacuums off the... sorry, what was that?
That's just a photo of healthy Jello. It made me want to...
Lime cheese salad Jello.
Ugh.
Yeah, you don't want to see this photo.
Yeah, it's not the
Just-
massive amounts of pizza
Just
or the
run your
alcohol I drink.
leprous
It's-
fingers through it and stuff it into a child's face.
Yeah, that's a serving suggestion.
Oh.
So then, Flanders promises to send him off to Club Med or whatever, and
Club Med, the leper colony.
where did I get that from?
Club
Oh,
Dread.
because
Go to
they,
Club
they
Med.
spy on
Yeah.
Club Med, yeah. Anyway, so Homer, to thank him, is kissing Flanders, and then
Vacuums
brings
off
back
his
the vacuum.
mustache.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
and
not
it's
enough.
still gone in the next scene
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the
the
Band-Aid. I love that.
He looked really perverse there. Something just
What?
wrong about not perverse like perverted.
Oh.
Just like they've perverted who he is, you
Yeah.
know? He didn't look like Flanders anymore.
My image!
Yeah.
Oh, and we have to mention the Imagination Christmas.
Oh.
I got a pogo stick!
I got a hula hoop.
And this is Marge.
And Marge. Yes, Marge.
Well, you've stumbled on the secret reason why I picked this episode. In lieu of doing a Christmas episode, this is an imagination Christmas episode.
Aww.
Oh.
Sorry, you were
Golden
saying, man.
Oh, I was just saying, guys, you said that Marge did the joke where she went, but our audience can't see you do the finger thing next to
Yeah,
the head.
but our audience has watched this
Look,
episode.
our
Everyone
aud-
has watched this episode.
Our audience are
Nodding.
intelligent, attractive, B-cup or higher women, and they know how this episode goes. And some A-cup.
I'm sorry to all the brown hair, brunette,
Unattractive A-cups.
blonde.
He said attractive was a requisite. A requisite.
Well, speaking of shaming people, I didn't like the moment where Dr. Hibbert leg hair shamed Marge.
Oh.
It's like, she wants to grow out, that's fine.
But she didn't. She was busy shaving her other leg or waxing
I think
or
it's
whatever.
forgivable for 50 cc's of hot wax. Stat.
It was a good joke, but she was so embarrassed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's under a cast. What is she supposed to do?
Exactly.
Oh, I've got a note written on my arm that says de-meat, and I think I wanted to mention the joke about
Oh,
de-meating Lisa's
man.
bologna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bologna.
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 Yeah, that's how we say it in Australia.
That's how I wrote it on my arm.
Balagnia.
Bologna.
Demeating. What's left? Just like the olives?
Yeah, the pimentos.
No, it's the miscellaneous.
The miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Large. That is, thankfully, that's still most of the bologna.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how
Has
bologna
anyone
works.
actually eaten bologna here?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Really?
In Australia, it's like eating Devon, but
Oh,
with
you're all
bits of
white. I
shit.
forgot.
So white.
So very white.
So very
We
white.
grow
I
up
had
eating
real
Devon
food.
and sauce
Devon and
sandwiches
sauce.
with butter.
Oh man, Devon and sauce. Can we get some of that next time?
Yep.
Chip.
Devon and sauce on the Simpsons Index. The
We're
Devon
bringing our
Index.
own dinner.
Devon Index.
So yeah, with the Molokai bit, I don't have too much to say except the gag where Homer's in the electric needle room, and it says now serving one. But that's like, oh, I'm glad that's not me. And he's holding the one that says two.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, the episode sort of peters out nicely.
Sort of vaguely hints that they're the only two lepers at the leper colony.
Yeah.
They have this whole village and $1 million of
Because
setup.
who has leprosy these days?
Exactly.
Look, just because it's not you doesn't mean that it's not a crippling problem for hundreds of thousands of people.
But obviously, it costs a lot of money to go to this particular
oh
Hawaiian.
yeah, and lepers
leprechaun.
people can't
Can't
afford
even
that shit.
afford a real hula hoop or pogo stick.
So there's a big empty village with fully staffed with nurses and
Yeah.
doctors.
We should get some fake leprosy
You know,
and go
Claire,
there.
leprosy is a serious problem in this day and age. And just for $4 a day, you can buy me a coffee.
You can get a coffee for $4. Where do you work?
It's the cost
Wanker.
of a cup of coffee
so
per day.
cheap. No, I think actually it doesn't peter out. I think there is a very quotable last line of the episode, which is "Aloha." I mean, come on, who doesn't have that occasionally going through their heads
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
no reason?
Every now and then.
Yeah, of all the Simpsons musical endings, this has got to be up there with one of my favorites.
It's basically what I think when I'm at work. You know, I want to be on holiday, but I'm
Your
screaming
brain
internally.
is thinking about paradise, but you're internally like, screaming.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
exactly.
actually scream because I respect you as an editor, Elliot.
You can
Yeah,
scream, you just got to
that
go,
seems fair.
ah!
Yeah,
Scream away from the mic.
I screamed
Well, then
right
what's the
into
point?
mic.
Whisper jokes, get in there.
I mean, sorry, that was because of the cockroach. It's
Is that Eddie?
weird.
That is a
No,
big old
Johnny.
cockroach.
Oh,
He's still
oh
alive.
my
Oh,
God,
you messed him
Eddie
up.
lives.
I wounded him.
Really?
There it is. There he is.
He ran
there
under
there
there.
he is.
Kill him, Beach.
Don't throw the shoe. Precise hit. Oh, wow, he bounced.
Rest in peace, little guy.
All right, well,
So look, there were sort of two parts to this that I wanted to mention quickly. One is that we kind of glossed over is when they first arrived to Molokai in Hawaii, and the guy's like,
Oh,
"Welcome
yes.
to our famous tropical paradise, where you will have the time of your life, except for when you're in the electric."
No, even better. What beautiful views. Yes, and you'll have a great lookout from the electric needle room.
oh, wow, the whole beach?
Yes, in the electric needle room.
Yeah.
Come on, that was great. Actually, I feel like there was basically a quotable line. You know, like every second line was somewhat quotable or memorable.
Which is surprising given how, like, relatively disjointed the three acts were. Even
Yeah,
though I
they
felt
were.
like it all flowed nicely, like, this is a criticism that we often have of the new episodes, is that nothing has to do... the end of the episode has little or nothing to do with the start of the episode. Which, yeah, it was the case with this one, but it wasn't a problem for me.
Yeah, look, it wasn't a problem. This was like 5 different shows at once, and yet they were all so tight by themselves that I could just watch them all 5 in a row again and be
That's-
just like,
Well, that's the thing. If
yeah,
something's funny, you're going to enjoy it. If it's segueing and you think, okay, it's going to get out of this like shithole that they've created and go to something new. Oh wait, it's another shithole. Like, what's the point? When you're going from gold to gold to gold, you mean that you only get the best of each scene. If they had stretched out that winter scene, it might not have been as funny.
Yeah.
They'd already done had they already done the like big, Burns and Homer trapped in the snow cabin?
Oh, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to quickly mention is that they had the fade out of Homer screaming and singing "Aloha"
Yeah.
like that. What I really wanted to hear was dun 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 dun. Yeah,
Oh, but instead of that, it was the Ricky bit again.
yeah, which was just funny. But they were really setting up for a scream, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're playing. Like, no, that's too obvious. Let's misdirect.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hit it pretty hard there, Rick.
That's it. That's the joke that you kind of were uncomfortable laughing about. Let's face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she sort of went, ah, funny.
Well, seeing as though we talked about the very, very last thing in the episode, I guess it's time for the question.
Did you just have
One more time. I
stroke?
didn't quite catch that. Sorry.
Time for the questionnaire. So storyline-wise, I guess it was an A and B, but it was so like offshooty. It's sort of like because you have Marge and the thing and the Lisa and
It
the
was
thing.
the one evolving A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
one-
amazing evolving A.
But there was like a Marge thread and a Lisa
It
thread.
split,
It sort
though.
of was.
But they come back together again pretty quick, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call Marge's thing a B story exactly.
It's kind of like a Marge-driven story because she tried to throw things away, then they went skiing because she got her leg broken, then Lisa
She was the
left in
catalyst for the story
charge.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could put it in a playlist, what would the theme be? Snow episodes. Sorry,
Snow
Beach.
episodes, I reckon, with Monty and Homer.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I think it's a Lisa, I'd put it in like a Lisa episode or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa having to be responsible
The little,
episode,
like,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, put it with like the babysitting
Rosie the
episode.
Riveter sort of Power Lisa
Yes, we can,
episodes.
Yeah.
Power Lisa.
Yeah.
And a bit of a Marge's Day Off as well. Like you could pair it with
Yeah.
Rancho
Yeah, I was
Relaxo
thinking
and
that.
getting some time away from the family.
I'm on board.
So did it feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
God, yes.
Like
Felt
liquid
like
cheese.
several
Simpsons.
episodes of the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Wackiness. Oh yeah, there were lots of wackiness in
Yeah.
this
Lots of
one.
wackiness.
Lucy ghosts and
And all the ski
Interferon.
slapstick gags.
Yeah.
The leprosy
Candy
top
phone.
and bottom. Yeah.
Oh, the
Leprosy.
deer, the
The deer.
vicious
The
deer,
deer, the vicious-
man-eating
Oh
deer.
my
why
God.
those deer over there?
So yeah, it was there in spades, but
Get your
yeah,
hands off those deer.
it was there in spades, but they were ace of spades.
Oh,
Beautiful, man.
Yeah,
How long you been
beautiful.
sitting on that one?
You had that written down, didn't you?
I'm not sitting on it; it's sort of on my leg, so I'm kind of leaning.
Hey.
Oh,
Cut this out.
Yeah, that won't come up in radio. They can't see that.
audio format.
Heart, not really.
No, I don't think this had that much heart.
It could have brought some heart with some. I have some appreciation for everything you do for us, Mom. And I think there's a little bit of
yeah.
a subtle heart in that you feel like at a certain point Lisa isn't telling Marge that everything's gone wrong because she doesn't want her to stress. She's taken
Yeah.
on that responsibility. And it's not so much her pride that's keeping her, it's the fact that she doesn't want Marge to worry.
Yeah.
Except for the part where
Yeah.
she does try to tell her and she's like, well, I thought I could do this. I think you do it too. Bye, sweetie king.
Yeah.
Yeah, it trades it for a gag pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But there is this big movement from the first part where she's like, Mom, I could do what you do, but better. To like realizing she's wrong. Mom, you're so useful. Oh, I'm so thankful you're around.
So it's never fully said. You
No,
get a
it-
slight implication. but
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yes or no? Would you watch this episode again?
Oh,
Damn
yes,
right
please.
I would.
Me too. Let's rank this thing.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Claire, kick it off. What are you giving it?
I think that's a cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. Big call. Big call.
Oh.
Shiny.
So shiny. I really like this episode, and that's honestly, I thought I was watching 5 different episodes that I remember really liking, so I can't not give this a really
Yeah.
high rating.
All right. Cool.
fair.
Cool. Shag. What
That's
do you
why
give
I can't give it a cubic zirconia.
Get out.
Same reason.
it? Ouch.
This is my show now.
So you're sleeping on the couch tonight?
Yeah, for real. Well, look, that's why I can't rank it a cubic zirconia. It was really funny and great all the way through, but it did feel like I was watching 5 different Simpsons episodes. The really, really great ones are really funny, full of gags, but they're also really cohesive and well written as a whole. Whereas this one, while every section flowed in the next one really well, I do look back at the first section and the second section and the third section, the fourth section, the fifth section, and wonder, how did I end up here in Hawaii when we started off at the slopes? Not even at the slopes. We started off itchy and scratchy, and then the thing with the box full of stuff, and then the slopes, and then
Maybe if you weren't drinking so much, you'd remember the plot better.
Wait till we get through
it
episode
felt
3.
like it was really, really funny, but it was very disconnected. And I don't think anyone can disagree with that.
But what do you rank it?
I'd give it a gold. It was hilarious, and I love
Okay.
this episode.
You're allowed.
But it was tangential. It was fragmented. It felt fragmented.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the whole point of the personal rankings anyway.
That's it. I don't say it was not amazing.
Beach?
I'm going to gold this one because to me, the beginning is cubic zirconia. I love that. The second part is like gold, and the final bit is a little bit silver to me. So that balances evens out to a gold.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes
It's not the disjoint that really bothers me because it makes sense when you're in the moment. So in retrospect, yeah, this feels like those parts belong to different episodes. But it all flows and makes sense and is funny, and I enjoyed it. But it's just a little shy of that perfection greatness that we reserve the cubic for.
Fair enough. I'm not agreeing with you though, because I'm giving it a bronze. No, I'm giving it a. I'm giving.
He does this. He always goes better than everybody else.
Yeah.
He's too forgiving.
Yeah.
Call me nice, Judge O'Neill. I'm giving it a cubic zirconia. Yay! Yeah, this is just
You
so
can sleep in the bed, Elliot.
Softy. Push over.
yay.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's not perfect story-wise, but it's perfect entertainment-wise. And yes, I don't respect it for being so disjointed, but I forgive it because it wasn't the thing that brought the episode down. It's gags. It was so fucking rapid fire. Like my note-taking hand was just off the chain. It usually is.
You know what? I actually think I've worked out why you guys always rate it harsher, and probably Elliot and I won't. It's because we think about how we felt while we were actually watching it, whereas you guys go and think, well, I've analyzed this for half an hour, and these are the flaws. I don't disagree. It was really disjointed. I did actually literally remember it as several different episodes. Like, I didn't connect them in my head. But while watching it was amazing.
But the whole point about the rating system, cubic zirconia, means there's nothing better than that. So, like, if you do feel disjointed, that means it could have been better. It could have been just as funny, but not disjointed.
So that's where I disagree. I think cubic zirconia is just a category for essential episodes. And I'm going to say,
That's
if you're
as
going to
good as
watch
it
The
gets.
Simpsons, if you're going to watch a whole bunch in one pile and you only want to watch the best of the best, I say this one's in good company with all the
because
let's
great
put it
ones.
this way, though.
Exactly,
Claire,
quotable and everything.
How many times do you think you've seen this one?
Oh, God, heaps.
Oh, I didn't ask that
Roughly,
question, did I?
Roughly. just guesstimation, let's say 40.
I guess, yeah.
So that's 20 hours out of your life where you spent watching it versus the rest of your life where you're remembering it. Surely remembering is where it's more important because that's where all your time is.
But see, I remember it for all the amazing quotes. I don't have to remember it for like half an hour
Well,
in a
for
row.
those of us who are cyborgs, we do.
And
'Cause
look, the
that's
other
how
thing is we're
memory
not
works.
actually attempting to come up with a group consensus here. It is all about the personal rankings. So
I didn't agree
No
to
one's
that.
wrong. Except for Claire and Elliot.
No, just welcome to the dark side, man. It's fun.
So bitter.
we're going to season 7, episode 17, called Homer the Smithers. That's where Homer is Smithers.
Yes, I love Homer Smithers. Oh man, I'm looking forward to this one. Remember when his breakfast catch on fire?
It turns out she was a droid all along.
Turns out she was Chewbacca all along.
It turns out Chewbacca was a droid all along.
Chewbacca is Luke's father.
And the little droid with the blue stuff, it turns out he was
R2D2?
wearing... Yeah, he was wearing an R2D disguise.
Oh, get out of my kitchen.
Yeah.
That is...
We are back, and we just watched Homer the Smithers, season
Hooray!
7, episode and some... Guys, what did you think?
We missed you.
Are you getting
Hello,
tired of
redheads in the audience.
We did. We missed you. You're lovely.
What?
I'm saying you've like we were making fun of your catchphrase earlier, and now I feel like we're getting to you. Don't let us do that, man. Don't let us bring you down.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
You-
no, I'm
you be
secure in
you.
myself and my catchphrases.
You do you.
You know, and you know,
Anyway.
So, guys,
Anyway.
what did you think?
this is a delightful
Oh my God.
episode.
I have
Oh my
so many notes
gosh.
because so much of it is great.
So much of it I was actually pre-noting, like
Yeah, no.
just
Yeah. I took
Oh,
no
okay.
notes, but my head was just like a couple of lines ahead of the television.
Yeah. Yeah, just a
It
very,
was out of sheer joy.
very brief synopsis, just to let people know what episode we're talking about. This is the one where Miss Smithers finally takes vacation, and who replaces him but Homer. And
What?
it's
Who
amazing.
saw that coming?
Yep.
Even the show's writers kept that.
Out of all the 714 incompetent boobs that he could have picked,
Monstrously
great.
ugly.
but we'll
Don't
get
forget
there.
that.
Okay, what about lazy, dim-witted, slack-jawed,
Yeah.
monstrously ugly? 17?
I'll
7
skip
Watch
Homer
this thing, get Homer
Simpson.
Simpson. But where does this all begin? At the Springfield Speedway, where
Speedway.
where Mr. Burns is inviting all the employees in with those hilarious speech cards. which are,
Speech guards.
Welcome,
Speech guards.
friends. Tonight's entertainment is on me, Monty Burns.
Oh, and another great Lenny moment.
Oh, the Lenny moment.
The
here.
Lenny moment is
I just
priceless.
wanted to say you're a great guy. Most
They
violent
both gave a
up
thumbs
ever.
up then.
Yeah, they gave a thumbs up.
Everyone knows what that noise is.
But the
I
animation
was
is
feared for my safety.
yeah, but the animation is he's rolling up the window there and it's
Beautiful,
scraping
and it
against
catches Lenny's
yeah.
face.
And Lenny doesn't care. He's
No.
just in such a good mood.
And
He's
drunk.
just so
Let's not
happy.
forget
He's probably
drunk.
being glad to be out of his house.
Yeah.
Like,
He's just like, my boss, Mr. Burns, is the best boss in the world. He is
Yeah.
so happy.
He doesn't care that I live in a broken down house eating beans out of a can.
I like.
Don't tell people how I live.
Smithers' throwaway line there doesn't seem as funny to me,
me,
but
but
what do
what
I
I
know?
do.
Oh yeah, with the
Novelty
The
foam
novelty
finger.
the miniature oversized novelty hand.
This novelty hand is way out oversized. It's
Ludicrously
oversized.
And so before that, at the Speedway, Mr. Burns imposing himself on the whole events and making the drivers slow down for a couple of laps.
Oh, good, the race is about to begin. Smithers, the binoculars.
Go, go, slow down.
And then as they release the parachutes and they're just limply...
Flaccid parachute.
Flaccid parachutes.
Oh my
Flaccid is
god!
exactly the
And
word.
look,
Dragging on the
honestly,
ground.
The emotion you get out of those guys' eyes, like sharing the look,
They are
like
not happy guys.
Just quickly, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna shotgun the emo band name Flaccid Parachutes.
Nice. Oh,
you are
yeah,
welcome
man.
to it.
You got to throw like a month or a day in there. That's a real emo move. So like August.
Flaccid Parachutes of August.
Yeah. August is a super emo band name month.
No, before that, I do want to say there's a great bit of continuity where Lance Murdoch, the Daredevil from like
Yep.
season 2, is one of the dragsters. I like that. I always love a bit of
No,
continuity.
he's not.
It's a
He's
benefit.
in hospital for
Yeah.
testicular cancer.
Sorry, but he was.
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Liver.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
What we do without you?
So going back to the Lenny bit, I love
Other shows.
love all the Burnsian moments in this,
this is
where he
Burnsian
reeked
at
of beer and pretzeled bread.
If things got bad, it could have.
Oh, at least I had my mace.
Yeah.
Actual mace. I love that bit so much.
And you know what? Like as a child, even up until this point, I did not get the double joke of the mace and the mace.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh.
there we go.
Oh
God,
my
he just got
god.
it.
Oh my god. Elliot.
Welcome to adulthood.
Welcome to
never
maturity.
thought
Last
about
one to
that.
get it. I'm so happy.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen these episodes so many times with commentaries and
In your defense, I feel like when you're a kid, you think, yeah, that's a mace. That makes sense. It's an old-timey weapon Mr. Burns would have. You never made, and
Yeah.
then you just never made the connection, because why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you reconsider a joke that you already get?
Yeah, that you already
Yeah.
thought you got. Yeah,
Makes sense. But Elliot, dang.
yeah,
buddy.
no, dang.
So after Smithers' blunder by letting Lenny approach him, it starts him off on the sequence of other blunders.
Smithers really got self-destructive there, by the way.
Really did.
Never,
Never,
never. And he just winds up the window on him. Like
Yeah.
he hears this all the time.
Can I quickly point out?
Yeah.
I love the joke of when Smithers in deep in the throes of his failure, he goes, "I don't want to live on this planet with you anymore," and dips his head in the water cooler. And Mr. Burns has the casual rescue of walking over, and just pressing the button.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns
I'm
is
not
a
putting
great
up with your
straight
shit,
head in this
Smithers.
whole thing.
I love any joke that has the casual rescue.
Yeah.
Just button.
He's the perfect foil to Smithers' comic.
Yeah.
Without you, I'll wither and die.
But I mean, thinking about it and like how like corporations are really shit with vacations and stuff, it's interesting that Burns recognizes the mental breakdown here and goes, "You need a vacation." He couldn't be a more sinister employer, and
It feels like it should be, what you need is a bit more work.
yeah, well, which is what most corporations say. You fucking corporations with your lack of holidays and whatnot.
When were you last
Yeah,
employed by
exactly.
any corporation ever?
So who in this room is self-employed?
employed by-
Wait, Elliot.
Although I have to say, I did not realize the yeesh joke when he closed
Yeah.
the door.
I feel like I missed that, yeah.
Did you notice in the jumping ahead in the Mo joke, like the phone call joke, they totally
Oh, yeah.
dubbed over that joke. I want to hear the
Yeah.
original joke.
I
There
assume
would
the
be
original was
something.
either too long or too vulgar, and I want to know.
It could have been. Oh, it could have been too long, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's vulgar out there.
So Burns, the Smithers, and assigns Homer to the job. Already covered that with the 714 matches found.
Oh,
Wait, how many jobs does Smithers have? 2,000.
He's like 2,300.
20, yeah,
Seems
just
like
2,200 little
one
jobs.
big job, but it's just 2,300 little jobs.
And they do the good setup there with Burns' mother giving the call at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Setting up the climax of the episode.
And I also really like when Homer's there and he's like, Mr. Burns gives him a list of things to do, and he goes, so, yes, can you just repeat the things you said after the things? The things? Because I've used that myself multiple times. Just repeat everything you said after the things.
Yeah, you know.
I also like Smithers,
Things.
the joke where he's leaving. He's like, all right, well, look, the bus is leaving, but what one thing is giving you the most
What do I do
trouble?
in the event of fire?
Can't hear you.
I can't hear. Bye.
Yeah, pan back to his quiet office, just long enough, and then pan to flaming Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
And Mr. Burns is
Smithers,
just
you
sitting
piece
there.
of shit.
It's like,
Smithers, you
oh,
garbage piece
I see
of
the 4
shit.
o'clock fire is late. You know, it's
Yeah.
almost that reaction.
Oh God, even better that Homer has been running around with the
Extinguishing
extinguisher,
it, and he
and he
hasn't
only
noticed.
even notices. Smithers, you look awful. Didn't I tell you to go in bed?
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
And then his breakfast. The joke is that they're all impossible items to make. Steamed toast, a dodo egg, and what was pillowed meat or something? I don't know.
Like a pillow of shredded meat, and steamed toast, which by definition makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's either steam or it's toast. You can't be both.
What I like is Homer getting up early, and you
Yeah.
know, like it's such
Oh
a
man,
subtle
it's
joke,
such a
but
real
it is,
moment as well.
Yeah, putting the damn two-legged pants. Like who has not done that?
I know we've all been there.
Yeah.
I'm sure these pants had 2 legs. God, where's the... Oh, there it is. Or when you get to work and you're like, and my underwear's inside out.
Poor homie.
Marge was so real in that moment where she's like, oh, poor homie. Poor.
Yeah.
I saw the quick line of homie, it's 4:30. Little Rascals is until 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, that'll come through.
I know it will.
You asshole.
I know.
Those you listening at home, Danny is once again messing with the goddamn mic stand to piss off editing Elliot.
Messing
Bye,
with the
editing
mic
Elliot.
stand.
At least you're messing with your own mic stand instead of spitting mine and hitting it in the face.
Oops.
Oh, you mean like
Sorry.
that? Did you mean like that? This is why I sit over here.
Yeah, funny joke.
The funny joke would be, here comes the boom.
Elliot, can
Oh,
I
I like
stay here
it.
tonight? I might suddenly need to urgently.
Sure, man. You got to share the couch with the cockroaches, though.
Oh, Eddie.
And yeah, Homer gets up to make the breakfast. I
Breakfast
love
Eric.
breakfast montage.
Yep.
So
Eddie
I didn't
Eric,
only notice this at the start. He puts just raw shelled eggs
How did you
straight
not
onto a
notice
skewer. I don't know. I guess it just went through just with all the montage. You know, he has a skewer thing. He's trying to cook
Such a
them.
great montage.
And then
Yeah.
then he breaks the microwave.
Yeah.
To cook it in the microwave.
No, my favorite is
My
still make
God.
cereal, it
Yeah.
catches fire.
Yeah, just all he does: pours the cornflakes, pours the milk, and then
See,
fire.
that's the beauty of it. It's two utterly stupid things that of course
Yeah.
they're gonna fuck up, you idiot. And then he brings the donuts and the coffee. I told you I hate ethnic food.
Oh, it's so Burnsy.
There are
yeah.
so many great Mr. Burnsian
So
bits in this.
good.
We'll get to one of my favorites in a second.
Yeah. Oh, and the what about my stocks?
They all won. What are my options? Well, you can stay out, you can get up, or you can stay in bed.
Yeah.
I'll get up.
That's one of those great jokes you don't get when you're a kid 'cause you don't know what stock options are, and then later it's like,
No.
I know what that means. How droll.
And the report on the accounting department. I love the way that after Homer does that, and the Burns just scrolls up the note
It
and
just
drops it.
Yeah.
So good.
It really sounds like a 5th grade report as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my
and he's
dad
so
works
proud.
in the accounting department.
It's run
What
by
the-
Mr. Johnson or John Stone.
I like the way he didn't work out how the name is pronounced.
No. Well, you wouldn't.
Didn't get that far in the report.
You just saw it written. You don't know.
Yeah.
But then that starts the great failure montage of, you call this a tax return? You call this a supercomputer? You
call this
bumbling idiot,
posting?
stupid.
And yeah, when Smithers calls in, I didn't notice this joke either. You could FedEx me.
FedEx me your mail and I can open it and send it back to you.
Yeah. I never thought about how stupid that joke actually was.
I just super like when he's like, how's Simpson working out? I can't stand any more of his incompetent boobery.
Yeah. And
I'm not free to talk right now.
that's right. And yeah, what else was in that montage? The 60-watt
of
light. What is
What
this?
is
A
it,
tanning
tanning
salon? What was the nightcap one?
I asked for light starch on my nightcap.
Poke.
Jabbing him in the stomach with it. To be fair, that was a really bad job of
Yeah.
starching his nightcap.
Why any starch on a knife cap? Why not
Yeah.
softener?
That was a
Damn it.
very starched nightcap. I mean,
Who wears a nightcap?
I want to try one. Maybe it's great. I don't know.
So yeah, Homer gets fed up after being having a file and pencils and coffee thrown at him, and yeah,
The pacing of that joke is amazing. It starts off with the full accounting report, really slow joke. Then you get like each
Yeah, it
scene
gets
of
a little
him
bit faster,
fucking up,
faster, faster.
Yeah.
and then you get like the really fast, light swearing at him, like
Yep.
you feeling.
Competent, booby, stupid monkey, stupid.
And then that silence, that
Yeah.
like.
No, I love when he hits him and he falls down. It's got that great
silence when he
music
hits him
cue and
is
it's
amazing.
panning
Yeah.
out and it has that high,
Yeah. I never
almost
thought
like
about that.
Psycho-esque, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I never
It's
thought about
such a-
that, Claire. How it does it quickens each thing, so it like builds up the tension, and then when he's doing that rant at Homer, and then like
the
quick
shots
cuts
keep cutting and
yeah,
It's one of I think it's one of the best like well-directed montages they have because it really makes you like
Well,
feel for him.
Yeah, you get the laughs, but you get the
And then
feeling.
that silence
and you get that
feels extra,
frustration.
yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
The silence is much louder due to everything around it.
oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
and then he runs home and just immediately curls on the couch.
Well, in
What's wrong?
fact,
Nothing.
he opens the
But-
office door, and then he opens the office door and closes his home door. It's a really great cut like that. As
Oh,
well.
I didn't notice
That's
that.
true.
Beautifully
Seamless,
cut.
It's beautiful, yeah.
No, an excellent transition.
Indeed.
Homer with the another joke I only just noticed. Oh, let me pour a little bit of salt on that eye.
No, I can't take another beating. I stomped the beans myself.
Oh, the percolations are imminent.
Cease your ingress. And then, no, one of my all-time favorite lines is, I'm sure the manual will indicate which is the velocitator and which the decelematrix.
So it should be noted as well, this is another John Swartzwelder episode
Oh,
who
man.
is very well known for his Mr. Burns episodes and his attention to detail with Mr. Burns'
And his-
language.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. In his good ones. We watched some not-so-great Schwartzwalders, but this is mint.
Oh,
It is mint.
percolations are imminent.
Cease your ingress.
Decelematrix. So, that's a nice reckless driving, Mr. Burns.
Mr. B.
Mr.
B.
B. Nice reckless driving,
Oh,
Mr. B.
And you know what? It really harkened back to that episode where we find out that he used to be the security guard for Burns' like
Yeah.
bio
Yeah.
lab. I feel like that's
You know.
that's little Clancy Wiggum.
Always.
Little early days.
I like the
Clancy Wiggum.
very quick, subtle notion that he's too rich to arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Way too powerful, yeah.
See, the jokes used to be subtle in the good old days.
I know.
And he tries calling Smithers,
SMITHERS. Success, it's ringing.
and it's Moe's number.
Poor sweet guy. And it's Moe's number. So everybody knows Moe's number now.
We should all buy that.
SMITHERS.
Convert that to numbers.
Hold on.
You don't have to.
Doing it, shut up.
Put your
But
resolve-
yeah, I like it that it's not even a joke, and Moe was like, "Oh, I see the game you're playing," and it wasn't even Bart's voice. Oh, that joke is perfect. But
It is 764843777
that's
What?
Moe's Tavern.
when you're in Portland.
And although it's done quickly, I do like how like Mr. Burns does like get used to being self-sufficient and everything.
And again, it's hilarious. It's when Homer comes in and Mr. Burns is all like, ahoy hoy. No, you have the wrong number. This is 9426. Goodbye. Spins
No,
around
no,
the
no.
I
field.
think
Whoa,
you
whoa.
need more practice on
Your
your.
telephone
Telephone
machine.
machine.
Yes.
Ultimate burn from Burnsy.
Yeah.
Burnsy the burn unit.
Who yesterday couldn't even dial a number. Oh my god! Wait, how do we forget this? Oh my god! My messages. Well, you have 30 minutes to move your car. Your car has been impounded. Your car has been crushed into a cube. You have 30 minutes to move your cube. Hello? Is it about my cube? So
Amazing.
good.
Amazing.
And his face is—he's not even annoyed. Like
His face
every
the
time
whole
he says something,
time.
he gets more and more angry. And then, is it about my cube? like,
Like he's just accepted the situation. And
Well, my
Yeah.
car is a cube now. There's more where that came from.
it's about my cube.
It's magical.
Oh my god, I'm
It's
naming my
magical.
firstborn Cube. Yeah, and then every time someone calls me, it's about my Cube.
Oh my god!
So I sit down at
1,000
parent
points to
teacher night.
Cheesecake
It's
Calloway.
about my Cube.
Cheesecake Calloway and all
Wait,
these
what
little cubes.
happened? Megatron. Wasn't that you?
That was like 10 years ago. Get with the program.
Yeah, and it turns out Family Guy stole his joke.
Motherfucking horse sluts.
Yeah, it turns out Meg Griffin, her full name is Megatron.
Oh my god!
They are monitoring you.
They owe me $7.95.
That's how much you charge for jokes now?
Yep.
Man, I've got to buy some more jokes off you. I'll be way more funnier on the podcast.
Oh, you will.
And yeah, all throughout this whole thing, yeah, there's been cuts to Mr. Smithers' very festive vacation. And
I like that they
Would
do
you
it.
say he's having a gay old time? Oh, and even the really cute little passing joke. It's not a funny joke, but there's a line forming behind
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like,
And it's
it's really cute. Come on.
And the other
Throwaway
cute joke of, him getting the premonition on the speedboat, rams the brakes on the speedboat, and
Yeah.
then the
Ah,
10-man pyramid just...
never stop in the middle of a 10-man pyramid.
It's just one
Or
of
a
those
hoedown.
things, like, what were the events that led to that moment? And, like, anyway.
Hey, Waylon, you want to drive the boat? We do a 10-man pyramid? Okay, those were the events.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Waylon deserves so much better than Mr. Burns. He just needs to move on.
Now, Claire, he's happy there.
He's not happy.
Let's not forget the Scorpio episode where he starts today going, Monty Burns. I work for Monty Burns.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And they're like, we'll give you a better job with more money and stuff. It's like, I'm happy where I am, thank you. What's wrong with this country? Can a man walk down the street without being offered a job?
There's actually been some good Smithers moments in the later seasons where they're just like, look, he's out, he's cool with it, everyone's cool with it. And there are a couple of episodes with him dating and stuff. And one in particular is Flaming Mo, if you happen to catch that one. That's a good episode.
Different from Flaming Moe's, yeah.
Yeah. I like the joke about the AT&T sign when Smithers is looking
Yeah.
for a job and it turns into neat and tidy piano removers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's so weird.
But it has a dun-da-da kind of
Yeah.
music. After Lisa's like, no, Smithers is a resourceful man. I'm sure you can get a job any corporation. AT&T, pan out. And then,
Yeah.
Like, quick cut to Dr. Hibbert. We'll have to replace your spine with a steel rod.
will I be able to move a piano again?
Goodness gracious, no.
I freaking love the callback to the Speedway where now
Yes.
Smithers is... Now everyone get ready for some high octane action. I'm sorry, do I have to say it 3 times? I mean, they're already... Okay,
Why do we need to keep selling to
You know,
them?
you're the business. It's gonna be some fun. I mean, they're already here. What's that? Hey, let go of me!
Oh, poor guy. He tried
It
so
makes me feel
hard.
for him, but it's
Then he goes to work at the Barney shift. And I
We've
love
so
how...
All
many
thought of
shit.
taking on the Barney
like
job.
so many of us have thought of doing in our darkest hour.
But I like how Barney's like accepting of it. Like, yes, I am irresponsible when the beer
I
truck
look
comes.
forward to
So
working with you.
I look forward to working with you.
But he's not just irresponsible. He hulks the fuck out.
Yes.
And possibly, it's still under
He's
debate,
irresponsible
murders
and
the delivery
dangerously
driver.
It's begun.
Oh God, no! Poor Mo watching it and like burying his head in his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he can't even go in to stop it now.
No,
It's already too
it's
late.
done.
The train has left the station and it's... yeah, bringing back the whole Mr. Burns' mother thing, calls her up, and I like how you get to see Miss Burns' mother in this moment and hear her, that incompetent lackwit.
And I like she's even full of even older, like, put downs. It's so good.
Improvident lackwit.
Improvident.
Wow.
Toiling away at the atom mill.
Atom Mill,
It's one of
yeah.
those moments like, I'm sure that's an insult. I'm gonna get a dictionary, and when I get back, I'm gonna be so mad.
And yeah, Homer screwing up the transfer. It's so classic Homer's boobery as well.
And the fact that they're so clearly labeled.
Yeah. And the worst, this is your mother.
I just called to say I don't love you.
I love, the Smithers' choice of words. Try to sound more desiccated.
She's 122 years old. Like, he starts up being like, no, all right, it's too far gone.
Yeah.
Try to sound more desiccated.
And how do we forget? Did you do the research on this when he says Mr. Burns never forgave her for having that affair with President Taft?
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
He was until 1930, wasn't he?
Oh, that's not
And he
unreasonable.
was quite the dapper gentleman, fellas.
Oh, was he?
Oh well, look at that Mo.
Oh, wow.
Many a lady would
That
have
is
enjoyed a ride there.
That is a salt
That
and
Mo
pepper
and that
gentleman.
piercing gaze. He died 1930, actually. So he was president from 1909 to 1913.
Just going to briefly cover the fight. So many great moments. I love how Smithers gets his arm stuck in Homer's gut, which is a cheap fat joke, but then Homer, like, goes, haha, and then just pushes his head in the most, like, childish, juvenile
Yeah,
way.
but-
Like, it's not even an effective fighting
Have you ever
move.
watched people, like, fighting, but in life, not like kung fu or boxing? They do shit like that. They just push each other.
Yeah.
No one
A lot
knows
of
what.
slap fighting.
No one knows what's going on. They're
It's
like,
the
"I'm just gonna
humiliation.
vaguely
It's
hurt
a
you."
psychological fight of look what I can do to you because you're trapped.
Yeah.
And as Burns trying to stop it, there's three things that he does. He pops the paper bag.
Yeah. He pokes him with a ruler. There's something between those. I can't remember.
And he throws a glass of water on this.
Splish.
And then in fear crawls up the bear as Smithers undoes the safe and does, who said it, the ultimate rich guy
The
fighting
ultimate
move.
1%
The
attack
1%.
The 1%
of
fighting
smacking
move.
someone in the face with the dial-up safe.
Yeah. Knocks into Homer. Homer knocks the bear out of the window. Burns falls down and,
Then they cut him in the bed, right?
Yep.
yeah.
I
And-
learned to be totally self-rely.
And
And
oh, the peeling of the Spanish
there's
peanut
a
that bugs
weird
me so
link. I
much.
don't know if it's intentional, but Mr. Burns is when he's talking, he goes like that when he's opening his mouth.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a weird link to Clockwork Orange, where he's in the bed laid up after all the events, and just someone's feeding him. He just goes,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's intentional, but
That
it
is
feels.
specific knowledge of Clockwork Orange that I don't think anyone else here
I've
has.
only seen it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
And rounds out the episode. I love how Smithers sends the Simpsons a fruit basket as well.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
Homer's
love
just, yeah.
What
Oh,
am I,
is
a
Mr.
doctor?
Burns dead? Yeah.
What am I? What am I, a doctor?
Perfect. So that means it is time for the questionnaire.
Nice.
So storyline, just an A throughout, I'd say. You get kind of offshoot B's with the Smithers thing, but it's all tied to the thing, and it's not like he is given a story. It's just
Agreed.
He hasn't got his own storyline. It's
No.
just an echo of the main one.
so. If you could put this in a playlist, what would the theme be?
Homer Jobs.
Homer Jobs, definitely. Mr. Burns centric as well.
Burnsians, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Smithers Closet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Smithers Closet.
That sounds like a segment on our show. Now it's Smithers Closet. Let's see what's inside.
I'd be like, now it's time for Smithers Closet.
Gay men.
What's in Smithers Closet today?
Did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Yes,
Definitely.
1,000 times yes.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Thank
Do you
you.
have any memories of how this episode influenced your life?
I have no memories.
Claire?
That's a really big question. Influenced life.
Yeah, like I don't know any like.
It
bits
taught
from-
me not to make my own breakfast because it could go on fire.
Can end in fire.
Also, I do want to be much more like Mr. Burns, where somebody does absolutely everything for me.
You know, I actually made a friend at
Daniel.
work once because we bonded over Mr. Burns quotes.
Yeah.
So, Deceler Matrix and Velocitator, that was one. Fill her up with petroleum distillate, post haste.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Play count. How many times do you think you may have watched this episode?
90 billion.
I would go slightly less than that,
20
but only
billion.
slightly.
Yeah, being that it's season 7, this is one of my most revisited. I gotta put it in 70 to 100 times. I've probably watched this episode.
Easy, yeah, for sure. And like I said, I usually just take half of what you say, so 50.
Any jokes that sort of flew over your head back in the day? I think we sort of covered those.
I think we covered you and Mace.
Yeah. Oh my god. Only just realized right now that I had to have it spelled out for me.
Oh, I'm glad I could help.
Oh, thank you. I need people that help me.
Real, that's what friends are for, Elliot.
And these doctors we've invited.
Just been quietly observing this whole time. He's like, well, that one thinks he's a cyborg.
They were taking notes this whole time. I thought they were trying to join in on the podcast. Wackiness, benefit or detriment, present and absent.
There are subtle wackiness, like Mr. Burns ringing the bell, but it's through a massive megaphone, so
I
it sounds
love
like
that.
a massive bell chime.
Yeah.
I love that bit.
Oh, the supercomputer as well. That's pretty wacky.
He just attacks it with an axe, yeah.
Yeah, and the idea that Homer built a supercomputer.
He just bought it. I don't think he built it.
One of
I don't know.
those.
I think the implication is he built it.
Yeah.
And he did his tax return. See, that's the beauty of it. If Homer is like forced to do all this random shit all
He's
by
suddenly good
himself,
at it?
like that's the thing. He's done this and it's just getting destroyed in front of him. He doesn't snap at that. He
No.
doesn't. He keeps his cool. Like he does a pretty good job.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the wackiness was sort of more in the individual gags and bits.
Yeah.
It wasn't over like all a wacky premise.
Well, I mean,
anything like
premise-wise, you've got an overworked employee who goes on vacation and someone takes his place and can't handle it. That's the least wackiest thing I've ever heard.
It's actually a pretty.
That sounds like an Anne
play
Hathaway
it
movie.
straight sort of. Oh, the wackiness is the breakfast. That's probably the
Yeah.
most wacky.
Where he just
Like
breaks the whole-
overtly wacky.
Breaks into the microwave to sit.
and
Cereal
Mr.
catches
Burns
fire.
And
driving.
the fact that he's, as Elliot pointed out, using whole raw shelled eggs on a kebab, some sort of weird breakfast kebab.
I mean, it's dumb, but it's physically possible in terms of wacky. You can do that.
Yeah,
It's
It's not
so
a good
weird,
idea,
though.
but you can do it.
Heart though, I don't actually think there was much heart in this. Like even at the end, where
Well-
Mr. Burns takes Smithers back, he's still pretty resistant to
There's
the whole idea.
a
But
little bit with, Simpson, I order you to lie down, take a good night's rest.
Yeah.
There's a sympathy for Homer being way out of his depth.
man, there's so much in this episode. I can't believe we skipped over the kids going, Simpson, do my homework. And
Simpson, I need a ride to the
Bart,
library.
leave Simpson alone. Simpson, I need a ride to the library.
Yeah, it's very quick, and poor.
yeah.
The idea of the overworked
Well,
center of the nuclear family. I
That
suppose.
actually sums it up. Marge wants to be sympathetic.
Yeah.
She cares about him, but
she's also
she doesn't-
tired.
She's also tired. Poor.
Yes or no? Would you watch this episode again?
Can we watch it
Yes.
again right now and drink every time Mr. Burns says words?
Yeah.
We may as well. Party. So let's rank this thing. Oh, you stopped the jams.
Yeah, after that we get sued.
Good point. It's the 2 seconds then get sued rule. I will kick off the rankings and I am going to give it a cubic zirconia. I got to say I was borderline gold. Just I don't know for reasons, but I can't really fault it on much. So
You can't put it into words, can you?
I can't.
I was the same.
You got to follow your
You and
gut.
me,
yeah.
Elliot.
I agree. You got to follow your gut.
All right, and let's pass the ball anti-clockwise,
Oh.
counterclockwise. Paige, take it away.
Well, giving it strong consideration and the cubic zirconia.
Yep.
I mean, really, this is wall to wall, funny, great, well paced, well plotted. Everything works so well. I have no complaints. I have a page and a half of notes. Half of that I wrote them before they happened because I know, like, oh, this bit's great, and that bit's great, and that bit's great. This is Schwartzwalder at its best. It's Simpsons at its best. Yeah, QZ, no question.
Take it away, Claire.
Yeah, it's a CZ all the way for me.
Nice.
It has to be. I mean, I feel like compared to the last episode, it's less like out loud laughs, like ridiculous humor, but it's really tight. It's really witty and clever. It's jokes that make you think because it's Mr. Burns. His jokes are always like the 2-second think about it joke.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's not the
You have that
straight
moment
away
where you have
stupid laugh.
you have to
It's not
stop and
slapstick.
go, cease your ingress. I'm like, what does it? Oh, wait.
It's perfect. No, it's
And
a,
it
it's a
rewards
really good
repeated
episode.
viewings.
Oh, totally.
So, yep, QZ, CZ,
Yeah.
whatever we're calling it.
Percolations are imminent.
QZ.
I say QZ because I enjoy the phonics of the
Yeah.
letters better than CZ.
CZ?
CZ is technically correct, but QZ just sounds better in my ears.
Radio then.
Oh my god, the cockroach learned to climb the walls.
It did. It's Eric.
Oh,
Eric's
no,
dead,
I am
believe me,
I murdered
nowhere
him. Eddie's
okay
dead.
With that.
I murdered him really hard.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that right now at all because I basically believe that means it can fly and I'm leaving this house.
Do you have spray?
Quick, do your rating so we can get out of this death trap.
Cockroaches don't generally fly around here, I've noticed.
I think this was a cubic zirconia, same as everyone else.
Yeah?
It was clever. It was tight and cohesive as a script. All the characters were really fleshed out. All the jokes were really funny, but they all led into each other. you guys are really distracted. But that's cool. Like, this is a movie that I could watch again and again and again and still find more in it to appreciate. And I think you guys feel the same, and you should feel the same.
We do.
This was special.
That response had a lot of heart.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, unanimous cubic zirconia for Homer the Smithers. And that about does it for episode 27 of the Simpsons Index. First time guest Claire, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I hope we can have you in the dank again sometime soon.
Wow, that sounds rude, but okay.
Never thought about it that way.
Yeah,
Danny?
think about what you're saying to people.
Well, after that, Elliot, maybe we'll have you in the dank twice.
Danny, any final words for this episode?
This was a good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good
BT,
night.
Oh, sorry, what was the question?
how would you like to send off yourself for the evening?
I'm just going to quietly deactivate until you need me again.
All right, and I've been your host, Elliot J. O'Neill, reminding you that I'm not tapping out, and neither should you.
Thank you for checking out the Simpsons Index podcast. Don't forget to go to www.thesimpsonsindex.com for the spreadsheet and information about upcoming episodes.
Back away, not today. Disco lady.
Dun, 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 dun.
Back away, not today. Disco lady.
Now it's Smithers' closet. Let's see what's inside.
Not today. Disco lady.
Now it's Smithers' closet. Let's see what's inside. Oh, you stopped the jams.
Yeah, after that we get sued.